Come Pick Me Up, aka Axel. It's gonna be a very strong match. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see how it goes out. Mom Come Pick Me Up is just trying to back away, but Kizzaar is fighting them a little bit in the air. The Wild Assault, though, trying to secure the corner and the throw, too.
Manages to do so, locking us in with that tornado right there. Axel pressure on deck right now. Poking us out. There's a counter hit button, but a good early burst is going to be able to keep Kizzaar's run alive at the moment.
Ooh, getting the tornado up too, trying to keep in pressure, but it's not going to work. Kizzaar going to be able to secure the corner. Might be going for the wall breaks. Fire arrow not going to be able to secure it, though.
No, but we're about to swap sides and allow Mom to get this wall break instead here with the likes of Axel's best move and normals here. It's 10 hits already. We're in the mid-range territory. Goes in with a 2-3 confirm, quick and easy. There's one throw. We're going to see another one. You ain't going to do it again. Oh, the interrupt.
Yeah, just getting swept for their troubles. Axel keeping alive. Mom Come Pick Me Up already up around and is already breaking Kizzaar's defense in order to go for more. And now trying to turtle. Nope, never mind.
And you know, it's a mixture of who gets the upper hand usually in these fighting games, right? But for the case of these two characters, MomComePickMeUp wants to keep them out of that range of where Giovanna wants to be in front of him. But also, it can also do anything he wanted to. However, it's not going to stop Kizzaar's gameplay at all here. Giovanna's trying to close that gap as much as possible. Now, both players with no resources at the moment. No burst, of course, in this situation. They definitely got meter. Or uses one.
Very good from Pick Me Up and literally going for the second one right after. Dang.
Double clothesline. Yo, put that on WWE. JR. Put Michael Cole. Yo, put Axel in put Axel on the roster. Yo, Mr. Paul Levesque, put Axel in the roster. All right? I'm telling you, that clothesline is mean. I'll make sure the sickles are not being used. You can make it use as props or something.
Yeah, you can travel back in time to the 1800s, maybe get Axel before they get warped over to the Guilty Gear time. I don't know, time travel is fun.
Axel will be time traveling throughout the history of WWE, but we're traveling back into the history of this match right now. Starting us off with a counter hit trade. There's a tornado already. Mom is keeping Kizzaar out of their face as again in the last game there. In the corner, not looking too good for our hero. Good block on that 5G though.
Forcing the burst from Mom Come Pick Me Up too, being able to get it with the air attack, trying to continue it forward to the West Coast, able to break the defense, trying to find a guard crush, but gets swept for it.
Now we're out the corner. Mom is still fighting their way out. If he's able to do so, the tornado's a little, there's gotta be respected there because you can't go in too much. Get there and being applied, and still being applied with the likes of Renson, and then the clothesline right after to H into Renson once again to close out easily.
Beautiful work coming out from Mom Come Pick Me Up again, trying to rack up some points and already going back a little bit. Does not want to rush in for this neutral, but that just means Kizzaar is going to be able to set up a spiral arrow and set up their corner game here.
Oh yeah, and the corner damage as well. Giovanna hits like a truck, and it gets worse when she has me to work with. We're going to be breaking this wall, and now it is the time to ask, what's the Oki? Let's find out. Air dash JH. Okay, chooses to see if they can bait out a burst for Kizzaar, but not the best choice to go for right there. Still going to help and snipe from the sky.
We've seen this from Giovanna's before. That air OD does a lot of work in order to disrupt any defense that Mom Come Pick Me Up can do. Just has to use it in moderation here, but we're already putting Mom in the corner, forcing that burst. We just gotta watch for this tornado right now, make sure we're not caught, but we're getting caught by these sickles as we're being thrown into the sky. This might be the perfect turtle game.
This is definitely a perfect turtle game. Kizzaar's got to respect it a little bit longer, but Mom is now trying to close the gap, getting a little bit too closer, and there's the kind of hit JH in the air again, but no dice, the burst baited. Here's is gonna hurt. Axel with Renson, explosion, yes.
Very good from Mom being able to put their burst in the bag and secure the win right off of that. Mom Come Pick Me Up is sitting very well 2-0 right now, Kumo, and I feel like a lot of that has to do with just how patient I feel like Mom is playing.
Well, you also got to keep in mind that Axel is one of those characters that loves that long-range gameplay, and with a character such as Giovanna, Kizzaar has got a whole lot more to work with. Again, Giovanna wants to be in front of your face as much as possible. Always wants to keep you locked in with the likes of close slash, create some space with that disjointed 2D, and when she goes in the air, she can use that JH, which for Kizzaar's help, but just wasn't able to close out enough.
Not at all, but getting a little swept, having to force the burst. MomComePickMeUp had the corner, but wasn't really able to capitalize. And now Kizzaar is just making it out, getting the throw back to the East Coast. And can we break this defense with a guard crush? No, we're just going to be getting an overhead on it.
And we're going to be breaking this wall as well with the likes of Super. I don't think they're dead right here. They're still alive. Never mind, I lied. And you know what I like to do, chat. I love lying to y'all when someone's about to die. Because y'all get to stay here with me. Anyways, kind of hit trade to start us off with, of course. Kizzaar already on defense. When they break, like, first right there, now we're back to mid-screen territory here. Might got a little bit longer. Oh, scoops!
Yeah, no, just getting it with the air throw pretty much for that anti-air, very good, but just jumping over that tornado, getting thrown for their troubles though. Mom is doing very well, able to break the defense. RRC is just going to be securing that, and this is going to be set point right now for MomComePickMeUp.
Now Kizzaar's got to figure out what to do. Maybe got to stop respecting Axel, but here's the thing, you also do need to have respect for Axel. It's not like this character is not bad, it's just you got to remember he can reach from further before you get in. There's the enhanced fire arrow trying to close some pressure there.
Trying to break their way in though. It looks like Kizzaar is doing very good on defense and trying to be a little bit slippery so that Mom can't catch them flying around. But it just looks like this defense is doing a lot of good. Tries to set up the spiral arrow, gets caught though, and now we're stuck in this little bit of space.
That JS earlier was absolutely insane. That Renson, the burst from full screen to keep him alive. There's a snipe and you're plus still. Yep, keep your offense. In bowl. Head up. MomComePickMeUp. We're going to the winner side.
Very good.
Personal grab, which lets him get free hits for free. Anyways, let's talk about this match because we're starting us off with a 2D solid in an early burst from Leaky.
Look at this, already catching in the air again. DeanDingus is having a very strong start, already breaking that wall in the first 8 seconds. Leaky Bomb gonna find an answer, but they're already back to another wall.
Damn, all for the dandy step overhead, no less, too. And Leo's not dead. Leaky's got to figure out something because this is starting off very, very volatile. Nice 2D, picks up with the 2K afterwards, crosses sides, there's that backdoor stance you're referring to, and once again, it's white. Oh my goodness, Leo, please. Oh, I don't think that was a call. Hold on, you better RC, you better RC.
I do not think that was probably just a miss input there because that was so far away, and then we just saw DeanDingus being like, alright, you're done. Oh my goodness, their world quite literally, because we're already starting off with very strong offense into the corner and just warps out of that DP.
Damn, baited out that DP like crazy too. There's one grab, and I went back, turn stance, got blocked out a little bit longer. Good interrupt with the 2P. Nice shot out to DeanDingus for that one. Gonna be breaking this wall right here as well. Oh, chooses not to, maybe missing. But we're gonna get that extra damage reapplied anyways.
Just a throw. That's all you need in life.
You know, that's one thing that has not changed. If Leo does try to go for that 2-3-6-H, aka Command Dash, or aka it's White, whichever one you want to go for, he can still be grabbed out of that. That's something that has not changed. So see, Leo does have to take some risk getting in to keep that offensive gameplay, which is why back turn is there for him. But with the way DeanDingus play, I don't think none of that's going to be a problem anymore. Gotta turn up the heat somehow.
I know, DeanDingus has been playing very, very aggressive, especially in those first 2 rounds. Like, my word, literally that neutral, there's no neutral. He's neutral skipping right into the corner.
With the likes of Mappa Hunch, I closed the gap earlier, but now we're backing off, and this time it's Leaky Bum with the offense here. Goes for the back turn heavy. The early burst coming out of DeanDingus right there. This is the problem. Burst too early, now you're going to wind up getting hit again and again. Alright, overhead once again. Picks up with the 2H, and we're killing off.
Killing off indeed. There we go. Going to be able to secure the slash. And now Leaky Bum is sitting pretty well. Has to find something off of the start. Gets a nice throw off of that slide. And setting up with a back turn yet again. Going forward and not showing any signs of stopping.
If you want to win rounds, you can't do that start off 2D. Because that right there is not a good choice for Slayer. But it definitely didn't catch Leaky Bum this time. So what else what you got to do differently? Roach, good damage as well. Both players picking up health bars right here. RC swap sides with the DP.
Ooh, RC just warping like crazy, my word!
Yo, I thought Leo was the only character with left-right mix up. I was wrong.
Nah, bro, you gotta watch out from these warps from DeanDingus. Doesn't matter though, they're getting called out of the sky, and now it's gonna be a tie.
Alrighty, tied up 1-1 already. So both players going band for band, blow for blow, bar for bar. And I gotta say, I'm liking it so far. These are two very strong. I wouldn't even say one is rushdown. One is, you could say Slayer's kind of rushdown, but he wants to play a very patient style of rushdown. You make one mistake, he will kill you.
You know, he's definitely got the damage for that. Slayer's one of those more, you know, bruiser type characters. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
ooh, nice work! How did that grab too? That was insane.
Backdash off of that dude. Like he said, I know you're gonna grab me, so I'm gonna move away from you. But I'm gonna grab you instead, and I'm gonna push you in the corner. You try to escape? No, first. Now you both don't have escape. That's a combo. Coming from Slayer. Walking sides. There's the overhead, but a good flash kick will escape.
Getting hit. What, PRC into the DP?
Yo! This could definitely be it right here, but we're gonna have enough to the front right there. We have a escape this corner here. Now bunker landing, and then break right out. And we're breaking. God, heads gotta hurt after that building.
Ooh, actually catching it, moving a little too much. Leaky Bum going to be able to capitalize on the DP, but they're called in the corner. Going to be able to secure the throw. Now they're in back turn, but they're just getting to beat out of it.
Punishing the slide once again from Slayer here. Checking in with that back turn. Kid gonna spam it over and over. You're too far away. Nothing does matter. Already uses the stall warble to get the broken wall. Tries to tap the door, but response in time from DeanDingus. There's the burst trying to stay at least as much as possible. What a 2K to use right there, okay.
There we go, hitting again, trying to get something off of the air dash, but just getting thrown for his troubles yet again. Has to use the burst to stay alive here. Leaky Bum getting the DP though, trying to get this BRC, trying to run in. Ooh, 2H!
Oh my god, getting mixed up left and right. Picks it with the 2D, base the flash kick again, and punishes with close slash. Good job from DeanDingus taking the second game over Leaky Bum 9 right here.
We're just in pools, and we're already making Leaky Bum sweating.
And it's impressive that DeanDingus is doing this to Leaky Bum, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Leaky Bum not only made it to top 8, but I want to say they eliminated DeanDingus at some point last time, if not the first week when Strive was announced over at Breakout. But correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm pretty sure you're right on that if my memory serves me correctly. I remember this matchup happening before, but it looked like DeanDingus has learned a lot since those past 2 weeks. Still getting DP'd out of the corner, but they're making a better match this time.
Yep, he's definitely doing so with the legs that back to an overhead to put us in a situation, but backdash was there to escape. Oh, the whip there button was probably not the best choice right there. Maybe wanted to go for something, but either way, still got the offense here. He's trying to stay alive as much as possible. Picks up. Oh, that was filthy. That was filthy. I got hit. You got hit, I got hit.
That was absolutely filthy coming out there from Leaky. Oh my goodness, that hitbox is insane from DeanDingus.
You know, if there's one thing I know about Guilty Gear, hitboxes are a very funny thing to look at in this game. Just like this unfortunate situation with the 2D punish, and we're gonna be using that super. No, actually, that's not a super. That was. It's how comeback start.
Oh, not gonna happen though. Gonna get the RRC. Still having DeanDingus alive. There we go. Gonna be securing them onto the set point, and DeanDingus still has some resources. Oh no, never mind. I was about to say they had the burst, but they don't.
Earlier you saw Leaky Bum use that 2S one of Leo's good buttons because it's really quick and covers a good amount of space. Now we're across the sides once again to apply some even heftier damage. DeanDingus here, catching with the back turn, heavy. Afterwards, with the grab, we're gonna go for the low, swapping sides left and right. Now you're the one getting mixed, Leo, and you have no burst to save yourself. Oh, this is not the hero.
Not at all. Leaky Bum needs to find an answer, but DeanDingus is doing so much. PRC forcing the burst. We have to find something off this fireball, and we find a throw.
Scoops Haagen-Dazs. Get out of my sky. The flavor is cookies and cream ice cream.
My word, that was very good, especially with how much DeanDingus was able to get Crazy Oki, especially off of that wall break, forcing a burst, but we still saw that air throw from Leaky Bum. Both of them are just staying alive so well.
They're going back and forth. And, you know, in a game where Strive is first to 3 in the set, these players have enough, way too much time. or 6 rounds of downloading each other, as a matter of fact. Heck, 5 if you want to get technical. 3 flash kicks, alright. 3 flash kicks is kind of crazy, I ain't gonna lie. You know what? Put them in a very good advantageous situation to put DeanDingus in corner here. Locking us in place with 2-3-6-A, swap sides. They're gonna go back to the K, but it's not enough.
No, not enough at all. And okay, we're still doing very well right now. Trying to make our way in, blocking the DP into the 2H. DeanDingus is very well on defense, but not able to catch that DP this time.
But Leaky is being belligerent and ignorant with the Leo flash kicks, so we're about to break this wall here, and that is definitely not it. You're not dead, and I'm very impressed. Now we are.
Yeah, now it's going to be Leaky Bum on that set point. DeanDingus has to find an answer, trying to warp back, rush their way in, getting hit for their troubles yet again, and thrown into the sky. This is very good for Leaky Bum here.
Very good for Leaky. He's going to break this wall as well here. Once again, Dean is not looking too good on the life right now. As the Ward gets caught with a 6K RC. This should be it right here. Saves the burst. Understood. And that right there will be Leaky Bum moving forward tonight here to about to get a little too litty.
All right, let's see if we're rocking out, but already whiffing a grab, and we're seeing Fox just already going in, able to set up a few combos into the yo-yos.
And this is what I was afraid of right here, right? Bridget is a very mobile character, very speedy, not to mention those yo-yos reach from across the screen. Kickstart my heart, able to close that gap once again and forcing a burst out of Legend.
There we go, able to secure a back foot and just trying to make their way in. Of course, you don't have much movement on Potemkin, save for Bridget, because Bridget is obviously going to be rotating their way in. And we still got some far-reaching stuff, but that's not helping out here.
There's the Roger who forces some more fresher frames right there. Gonna push us into the corner, and Legend might just be dead here. This is optimized correctly, and it definitely was. Ended with the DP, and now Fauxnix is sitting up clean with 1 round up.
Already 1 round up, just trying to, zone out a little bit, see if they can get something far-reaching. But again, Fox is just rushing their way in.
They're still doing so right now. Fauxnix doing an excellent job keeping Legend locked down, not giving Potemkin a singular chance to work. The Legend's gotta have an answer at some point. There is a hammer fall. No hammer fall though. Keep this space, and once again trying to use that armor to go through it all, but it's not gonna stop the likes of Bridget. RCs. Away right now. Fauxnix understand that it might be a little bit too dangerous to go in anymore. Slide heads. And I noticed that Legend's trying to use that slide head to at least get Fauxnix to stay in place, but it's not working out. That right there is going to be a dead Legend, unfortunately, for this first game. But maybe the second 2 games could be a little bit different. We're gonna have to see here in just a few moments. Alrighty. Well, in any case, it seems like my co-commentator might have gotten Potemkin grabbed on the side there. I don't know what happened. I was hearing him before chat. I think something went wrong, but it's all right. You guys you're still here. We're still bringing y'all nice and live to you. Going into the second set right here. Oh, I think I just went back. Oh, are you alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I messaged you. I'm trying to get a little cover.
No. I was going with because I heard you leave and I was like, oh, he must have got taken grab. Oh no, this ain't good. Well, it's okay because Bridget is still taking this offense heavy. Don't go anywhere just yet. Once again, this has been so far from Fauxnix. There's the early burst coming out.
Ooh, nice PRC, able to keep themselves alive here. Trying to break Legend's defense, get a guard crush. There we go, able to secure the wall. We'll be able to break it.
Yes, we are breaking out of the likes of Roger and the motorcycle coming through.
All right, let's see if we can make something happen here, though. Trying to get a few rolls. Can we break this defense yet again? Might be going for... Nope, we just busted out. And that's why I got to say, get the full concentration, Get your bathroom breaks in now before the action happens too much. Don't be like me. Don't be messing up.
It's okay. Pot's not grabbing you out of that bathroom anymore. We're fine. Pick it up with a very solid combo here. Fauxnix doing good, but Legend here having a difficult time trying to stop Bridget from doing anything good with the likes of that. So that's helping out earlier. Slide head, flicks back. All right, now we're even up the health bar just a tad bit more here, but someone's got more bar needed.
Absolutely, and that's going to be legend. They still got a lot more in the first meter, but we already got a full bar attention for Fauxnix, which they might try to use to get into a better situation here. Able to get a few more lows, going to be able to break that wall, and Legend really has to find a good answer.
It's tough, especially with the likes of Bridget, right? She's got those yo-yos, man. Hey, look, those yo-yos are made of metal. They hurt and they go far, and she can do cool tricks with it. I don't think I like that too much. But Bridget, highly mobile character, as we mentioned before. Far slash, far heavy slash, 5H, 5S, close slash, kickstart my heart. All that is being used right now. And then Roger adds on to plus frames as well.
Especially with the very good OD that she could just whip out at any time. Bridget is doing very well right now, but already grabbing Pot in the corner, taking a page from their book, getting a throw loop, basically. Okay, I didn't know we were playing Street Fighter.
Hey man, Street Fighter 6 is a very great game, but not as great as what's happening on our screen right here, as we get an ID early on, but not enough to stay alive. Good fight.
Trying to maybe rush it in again, trying to use armor, but has to force a burst and getting hit low yet again. Faux is sitting so pretty right now, already securing the wall, and the Roger, that's going to secure it.
Damn, and you know, Slidehead does have armor, but not enough to go through what Bonge is bringing out to the table right there. We're starting this off with a very good Potemkin breaker, Potemkin buster. The root is inside. The funny move?
The funny move! We love the funny move.
That's the funny move.
I mean, it is the funny move. It takes away half your health at neutral start. That's crazy.
I love to see it happen, but I don't like to see my good guy let me get blocking at the moment. Got a whole Fauxnix, which is a tad bit more. Got Wallace on deck. We got first. Got the like. What's he gonna do when you gotta guess again? My God, this pressure is so unrelenting. What do you do?
I don't know, especially when a full-on OD is coming out against you. All that health that Legend was just able to just take from Faux at the start of this match is already just going to be equalized here, and that throw is going to secure the win for Faux.
Putting down gracefully. It's going to be Anji Mito versus Millia Rage here. Scissors versus 208. See how this starts us off here. Already evading, and there's a counter you mentioned earlier.
Trying to get their way in though, but we see the DP coming out from Scissors. They're not trying to get anything of 208's mess, knocking them down, getting a throw, and we're going to the West Coast, especially with this butterfly trying to break the defense.
Already doing an excellent job, but a nice interrupt with 2K8 to knock down with license 2D. Already got a hold of some mix. There's one air dash. There's the bad move coming through Tiger Knee, but the burst comes out. Scissors here trying to fight for the country, city, state, everything. They're just like Canada. Got air throw. Put us in the corner right now.
Did I get you?
Next. Oh!
That was very nice from the PRC, able to break that defense there.
Oh yeah, it is. PRC moved him forward. He went for a low immediately. That got 208.
And already, we're already seeing 208 setting up in the corner, trying to get it back into mid 2. While the Salt, we might be going to the East Coast here, able to mix it up with a hair blade. Okay.
We going to different gas stations right now. One is like we going to Shell, now we're going to Valero, and we are about to go right all the way to the Bucky's gas station with this super, because man, that cash out was absolutely perfect.
Quite literally, we got a perfect cash out there. I already know 208 feels very good about that, especially with the health of Millia. That's got to be very good feeling. But already we're setting up a bit of dive kicks, trying to get a little bit more off of that, though. Not able to. Ooh, nice mix up there with the Rose.
I gotta say, I ain't liking them movements. So how do you even deal with something like this on your screen all the time? Look, run it in right now. She's holding some pressure. There's a JH. Close slash once again, 6H. Look at how she's moving. You don't have an answer for this. What's this?
You gotta be watching this, guys, because I said she's got the double air dash, but then she can just change her momentum from the Roses. A second perfect too? Like, Millia is such a fast character, and it seems like Scissors has to find a way to keep up.
This is such a disrespectful match, I gotta say. Look, when Millia is flying across the screen, y'all gotta do y'all's best to stay on your toes. Scooms Hagen Das, my man Scissors out the sky and said, we are breaking up right now. I don't want you to be Scissors no more. I want you to be a Scissor. All right, not scissors, a scissor. You're one blade by yourself.
Hey, one blade can still cut something.
Exactly.
Duel 1.
Let's see if we can cut back and get another round up, because our game at least, round game, either one. With a 6B to start us off, pushing back 208 to the corner, but fighting back immediately.
Not able to secure a cross-up after the hair blade. Couldn't be able to get the distance, but we still got the corner game right now. Gotta break the defense. RRC is going to be giving it and forcing that burst. Now Scissors has nothing in their tool set.
Gotta say earlier, bro, Scissors' defense is on point right there, but right now we're getting opened up, and I can't see no more solid gameplay of defense right now. They're too busy dying, and we're gonna go to the next zone here in just a few moments.
208 has been doing such a good job, especially using those hair blades to be able to secure even further. Oki seeing it again, able to break that defense too, already securing the wall. We might be going for the wall break after the rose. My goodness, we're already starting off, but we're not going for the wall.
Nah, I won't keep that wall. I want to make you hold the mix even further. But see, that's why you got DP, because you didn't want to break the wall, you didn't want to keep the advantage. This is the problem I have. Because now you're getting thrown, now you gotta go to the corner, alright? And I mean this in a very polite manner, because look what Anji's doing, you're losing health. I don't think nobody likes this. And we got, oh man. Yeah, you gotta count the days. You gotta think better about this. I don't know about it, Chief.
We might have been needing to break that wall when we had the opportunity to there. That's just teaching 208, you know, once we start this train, we cannot stop. And changing that momentum again, backdashing, then getting the rose, going forward, getting the throw. This is absolutely insane offense here.
Really insane, but not as insane as that counter hit confirmed to get the early burst out of Scissors right now, but low on the life is the player named Scissors. And push ourselves to the other side of the corner, going back to the Shell gas station. Millia putting in her coin for that gas money because the brakes are not stopping here. Ooh, the low opens up into close slash confirmed. Once again, another perfect round to end us off, making this 0-2 to 208.
Hey, a third perfect. We've played 6 rounds and half of them have been perfects for 208. I think the big thing here is 208, especially off of backdashing in the air and then going in with the rose to go forward, always is able to open up the defense from Scissors. We got to find a way to get a better neutral start here and stop that momentum from happening.
He wants to change that to a 3 to call himself the 308 studio, because right now it's not, the pace is going to be 3-0 in just a few moments here. Counter spin, trying to start some momentum, fight back as much as possible. There's 2 Fusions in a row. Third Fusion, but the whiff.
Whiffed it, but there we go, the burst coming out. We're still in advantage though, able to get a throw. We got 208 in the corner, we got the butterfly to keep the Oki up, and an overhead is going to be securing the first perfect coming out from Scissors.
Nicely done from Scissors. And you know, finally fighting back, and that's what I like to see. Wonderful 5 heavy confirmed, all the way at the corner. The brakes are not stopping, we are still going all the way in. Air dash in, goes for the grab, but there's Artemis to keep us out of the face. Car putting us in the corner right now. Cross his sides, got caught jumping. It's not looking too good for the hero.
Ooh, but the dual PRC coming out from Scissors, keeping them in a good spot, trying to break the defense. There we go, set up another Fujin and some more fans. Block him with the Parasol too. Okay, that was a nice night.
Calling out the shot from Millia right there. 2-8. Alright, Scissors is picking up the heat right now, finally making this a 1-2. He ain't the previous champion for nothing.
Scissors is adapting right here to what 208 wants to do. You saw a lot of air momentum, but every time Scissors was like, take this Parasol, take this Parasol, take this counter spin into the fish, take this Fujin. They have options now.
But you know, 208's about to switch up the pace in just a few more moments here. And now I know they got to think of something else in the back pocket right now. They fighting for $2.25. Speaking of which, donate to that match arena if you haven't already. Back to the game real quick.
Ooh, nice short air dash there in order to secure some momentum. Tries to get the mix up, wasn't able to get it though, but that's going to lead to 208, forcing the burst coming out from Scissors.
Already Scissors, no burst, no wall, so not even a singular deflect. You got that. Oh my god, the defense is very, very good. Try to check with the 2-piece earlier, but the burst 208 to keep his offense heavy. That was a very aggressive burst.
And we're still got the wall right now, trying to dash their way in, break the defense. YRC though, trying to make a difference for Scissors, able to secure the Fujin and another throw. This might be what they need to get to the other side of the stage, and the spin into the fish.
Oh my god, yo, you making me hungry with the fish on the screen, but that 2-piece confirm is not something to be very excited for. And there's the throw right after, yo, the chiropractor.
Especially with how Millia was right above you like that. I already know that your neck hurts, but not enough to where you're doing a Fujin. They're already starting off very nice.
And picking up with a nice, beautiful combo, damaging our Pixie character right here. Gonna cash out with the super. And ladies and gents, you know what we gotta ask you. What's the Oki? Well, we about to find out together. You, me, and Shaq.
We're all finding out how good this Oki is. Trying to break the defense, but the Oki is going to be down and out because the hair blades are coming out and we're spinning it up in the air. There we go. Air dash going to be able to break open scissors and force that burst.
Already moving around there. The DP sniping out the sky. Call out the mark of the sniper, but we got the air coming through. Nice reversal super. Can't pick up all that though. But the air throw scoop target does. Now it is 2-2.
Okay, Scissors is doing a very good job at coming back here, securing the third duel and catching out of the sky, literally having that backdash into the rose and being able to call it out. That's perfect from Scissors.
And they're still getting mixed up left and right too. We ain't done just yet. Y'all might have heard me say 2-2. I meant to talk about. I was talking about the rounds. I was talking about rounds. Shit, I swear.
Yeah, you know, I believe you. I believe you.
You believe me? You gotta.
Yeah. I believe you, Kuma. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. But it looks like 208 does not want this to be 2-2. They want to be done.
They want to be done 3-1. Well, with the likes of that mix-up right there, they are definitely locking us in place for a 3-1. Good job to both players. Scissors in 208 studio, but one's going to lose it, the other's moving further in the winner's side. On both of these players' characters, Soul Badguy versus Bridget.
Okay, let's see what the mix is going to be right off the start. And already a wild assault coming out, finally breaking the defense from Fauxnix. And that's already a wall break in 7 seconds.
Dog! Not even a singular chance to breathe right here. There's the backdash and the clay with the slash. We can't fight it. This in the mid-screen territory. Now we're going over to the corner here. Sarah Badguy, heavy or very healthy with life right now. 2 bars to be able to work with. What's the wild throw? The PRC to save themselves. And there's a 6-speed confirmed with the Grand Viper. It's a Tyrant Rave. And this is already a round one.
Sarah Badguy already starting off so strong. They said, you know, I made my name after Soul Badguy, and I did that for a reason. I am literally Timothy here.
I'm legit Timothy right now. 6-speed kind of hit, but an early burst from Fauxnix right there. Trying to save themselves alive. DP once again, the 6S. Oh my god, the BRC to try and punish and was able to do so as well. Now we're taking Bridget down 1 game.
Sarah Badguy already starting out so strong. Literally, again, that first round, 7 seconds, that's all they needed to secure a wall break. And there, too, they have all the options that BRC into the dust in order to secure a crazy combo and just jab it at the end. Sarah Badguy is already starting out with such a crazy game.
Bruh. Soul, one of them characters that just has, you know, all the tools of the trade. +3 on block, close slash, a far slash. He's got the 2S, a disjointed one at that, and then 6S. A lot of his buttons come from that slash. You're not going to see a lot of heavy buttons unless they're in combos, as well as 6P.
And ooh, already very nice neutral start for Fauxnix, able to get the win there, but not able to keep it for long because Sarah is already opening and forcing the burst.
H bursting, but now both players without burst, barely any resources started, but it's going to be fun who gets themselves 1 bar meter with Sarah falling right after. There's a 6H counter hit confirmed. We're about to make sure this Bridget is down for the count. A Tyrant Rave, right? Yes, indeed.
Already just shutting down Fauxnix at the first possible second. You saw there that was 78. That took 21 seconds approximately to absolutely destroy Fauxnix. And we're already, you know, we're playing it safe. But ooh, nice little air dash there in order to secure it. But EP coming out.
Confirmed. Goes for the low, picks up, and now hurt pretty badly right here. Air dash in, crosses over with the JK. Baits the YRC for the wild throw. 1 more shot can do it. 1 more hit.
Yep, there it is. I thought that Sarah might be trying to bait that burst out of Fauxnix, but it doesn't even matter. They were just able to hit him out. And now Sarah Badguy is sitting on 2 wins here and needs 1 more. And Fauxnix really needs some answers against this.
Well, when you're fighting someone as basic as Soul, what answers can you have aside from not getting hit? That's what everybody might have told you at that point.
Just don't get hit.
just don't get hit. Just you know, be very active on the screen. But Bridget does have the tools to be active. It's just Sarah shutting those options down really, really quickly. Fauxnix did start off the last game with a different approach, but that 6P is exactly why all of those options might seem not worth going for.
we're blocking the burst too. We're putting it in the bag. Couldn't secure the wall break though.
They have a family. You don't have to do them that bad. And now we're gonna reverse go into the RC. And ladies and gents, I don't think anything needs to be said. Slash.
Yeah. That's it. Now, again, they have a family, and we're putting that burst in the bag. Literally jumping over, trying to charge it does too. Okay.
That 2-1 came through in the clutch, and right now Sarah Badguy is sitting here pretty comfortably. Dominance all over the screen. The 5D comes out, trying to bait the burst with the likes of FD being there to help him out just in case. One more shot left. Roger trying to save the life right now. Oh my god!
Ooh. He just runs up and just, I mean, Sin players are eating. As we said, bro is literally sitting so well right now in terms of the balance patches, and of course the main character of dual rulers, and of course the rush down that you're seeing right here. Perfect.
Already locking us in with the great sword, projectile, close slash coming through, there's the up sword, checking it with the 2Ks as well, goes for the 2D, but nice DP in response from Blue there, swap the sides, giving around her great sword back, and you know, this is a war battle, because both of these two characters are friends, so this could be seen as a little friendly spar.
Yeah, no, they're just having fun, especially as we're seeing Sin trying, you know, elk hunt a little bit there, sending the great swords out though, trying to get a guard crush, not able to capitalize off of it though. SQ has the corner, but they don't have either of their swords. They have to be careful when they don't have it.
Well, thankfully, one sword just came back, and the other one will be coming back in just a few moments like that right there, and we're going to be breaking this wall, putting Blue in a very unfortunate position right here, who has to fight back. And Elk Hunt closing the gap immediately to put Ramlethal in the corner, but SQ with a nice BRC JP is going to swap sides once again. By swapping sides, that right there is what I was talking about, with a burst bait, no less.
Burst in the bag. Burst in the bag. Blue Heck is going to be coming out here with nothing. That's what I say every cast that it happens. Do not be using that burst when you're so close to death, because when you get to the next round, you're in situations like these where SQ is going to be punishing that grab whiff and going to be sending you straight to the wall and breaking it with that reversal.
I swear to God, SQ baited that burst early and was like, yo, put the burst in the bag, bro. You're no longer, you get paid $7 an hour to be losing your burst. Put the burst in the bag, bro.
Dang, $7 an hour?
$7 an hour, saying you working chump change with a king father at your side. There's a great sword projectile, but nice response from Blue Kick to get a throw, and now able to just get the corner with the overhead coming through for clutch. Tyrant Ray breaks the wall.
Okay, this might be the comeback that Blue Heck needs, especially since they got burst back, but they're on that 1 HP. They can't take any hit. Going to be able to catch SQ from the sky, force a burst though. They have to find a way in. Ooh, RC, that's going to be knocking you out.
The little 2K leggy, no less. Good job from SQ's keeping up the momentum to fight back, because that right there could have been very dangerous.
I gotta agree with that, Kumo, but more so that Blue Heck was really starting to find their way back in against SQ in that second round. If we could just try to replicate that in future matches, I feel like Blue Heck might be coming for a comeback.
Well, you gotta keep in mind, Sin not only has the food gauge, but he has the ability that he's kept since XR, where he can cancel all of his special moves into other special moves. Elk Hunt, Hog Breaker, Eek Driver, he's got a lot to work with right there. So offense is definitely an option for them, just in case they are not too good on defense.
Just has to keep that stamina up. Already using one, trying to catch for an anti-air, not able to get it, trying to cross up though.
Oh my god, what a 5K to catch them in the air like that. And it's still, oh my, the spacing. I have no words. All I can say is that 5K came through for SQ 3 times.
I mean, very good neutral button there that we're using very well in order to get an anti-air too, and getting that second OD reversal. Okay, we're going to every single part of the stage already in the first round, but we're seeing a Wildest Song coming out. Can we get an overhead? Nope, it's already back in control, but oh my goodness, the RTL, ride that lightning, getting canceled.
And that is now our hero going down another round once again. SQ dominant and formidable opponent for Blue.
SQ has been doing so well, already using this Wild Assault to make their way back in, forcing Blue onto the wall, especially after volleying them with the sword. Okay.
Oh my god, I've seen so many wall breaks, I would have thought I was playing Tekken 8 again.
Because they know we're playing Guilty Gear.
Exactly, but right now it's going to be blue with the offense. However, a good press from SQ to swap sides. Not only that, it's a burst as well. You get paid $7 an hour for that burst, and now we're about to kill you for it.
Dang, another burst in the bag and another game going to SQ. I already know Blue Heck is feeling salty about that.
Yo, put the fries in the bag, Sin. You don't even get to eat the food. You put the fries in the bag.
Dang. Yo, I would not want to be from those fries in the bag. Blue Heck, we gotta find an answer.
Yo, he's giving Sin and Blue are giving Ramlethal every singular burger every time she comes in. You know those characters in anime that just come in and be like, yo, I want some food. I ain't paying for none of it. That's exactly what Ramlethal and SQ are doing to Blue right now. But I believe in Blue supremacy, so we're gonna figure out how to get her game.
I believe in the Sin keys, and we're already going in for the DP, canceling getting into those special moves with the stamina, but forcing the burst in that corner, and there we go, just dropping out this guy. SQ does not stop.
Exactly. Up sword locked him in place just a bit right there. Gets one grab so far. There was a close slash earlier, but now we're going right back to that mid-screen territory. Once that great sword to come back, and what? Alright, what a 6P option right there earlier.
Oh my god, and then that catch right after, DP does not matter, they're gonna anti-air you anyway, and yeah, that's gonna be a wall break. SQ is sitting very well on this set point.
That was all off of a goddamn 6P. I just gotta make this move. Just gotta make this move.
That's the thing with SQ, that's the thing with Ram. Once they get the momentum going, they don't have to stop. But that's the same thing with Sin, especially kicking you down there and trying to get the DP after, but not able to secure much.
Still able to secure another game, or a round at least as well. They got low health right now. However, it is pretty even, so one wrong mistake from either player could cost them their lives. And it's going to be Sin with a DP that's trying to give SQ a round taken off of them. But the super is blocked, and here's the punish. Make it count. Make it count. Make it count. Don't you drop it.
I'll drop it.
No drop city. That's what we call that.
Duel 3.
Blue Heck coming out of that alive, but again, they still got to go through one more round if they want to secure a point and sit a little bit better, but they're already bursting here, trying to get in. Might try to use an overhead off the Rekka. Yes, they are, but it's not going to be doing too much, but wait, we got the throw too? We're breaking the wall. No, we're not.
Nah, we ain't breaking no walls right now. We're gonna keep the walls right now. Sin's trying to get that pay raise increase right here. You see what I'm saying? Look where Blue is right now. Facing out versus SQ. There was a hit earlier to get a full conversion all the way at the wall. No broken walls in sight, however. SQ able to escape, but a good press, and now we're putting Blue in the same situation before.
In the corner again, and now we're going to be able to break the wall. Blue Heck has to find an answer. BRC might be it, but going to be getting guarded, especially off of that overhead. And there we go, getting opened up, and this might be perfect for SQ, throwing the sword to continue their combo. They might be throwing the second one, especially on the wall, but no, they're keeping it alive.
Because that second one is coming right back with a throw like that, and then the slam from right there is going to confirm SQ spot in top 8, 3-0.
Blue Heck was just trying so much to make a comeback against it, and we had a lot
Quickly as they did with Bridget.
We're just gonna have to wait and see here, but against something that's gonna be a lot more speedy and in the air too, it's definitely gonna be a big question mark. Trying to keep their space though, but the Rose is coming in with the overhead and already securing the corner for 208.
Oh, and an early burst after the 6 right there was a good call from 208. Doesn't want to eat any damage, especially with Millia versus Soul. Millia gets one hit off, or gets taken by one hit, and she's almost done for. Sarah Badguy almost done for. Their health is now in the yellow, getting caught by that close slash once again. And are we gonna see a super? Yes.
Yes, we are. The little hair wings going to be ascending to the sky, securing that wall break. 208 already answering out from Mash, saying, you know, you're not going to get this so easy. Sarah Badguy, you're going to have to work this time around.
Oh, yeah. You're still going to have to make it work, too. But that 2S comes straight in the clutch, and guess what? You ain't got no burst to escape. You're in the corner. I wonder how you're going to get out right now. JP, my beloved. Forward slash and far slash. Fafnir picks up as well. And here's the Tyrant Raid. Oh my gosh, she's not dead.
Oh my god, I don't even know how she's not dead, but yeah, just going to be able to secure a 2K. Going to be able to get that round. Sarah Badguy showing that they still have a lot of firepower going into this. Trying to use the Rose mix-up, but gets called out for it already.
Gotta load up the gun with you gotta load the double shotgun up with something massive, alright? That JH right there is pretty massive. Damn near zero recovery. We're at the corner, and that is the exact purpose. Using that move Gonna make sure it hurts. Double fast in your combo, breaking the wall.
My goodness, we're just rushing it down, forcing the burst too. This is gonna be very scary for 208, especially being grabbed after their rose hop. Are you kidding me?
That's disrespectful as hell right there. I ain't even gonna lie. My guy just said, yo, I'ma just grab. I'ma just get you out the sky real quick. I'm just not gonna let you do anything else. You know, this goes to some players being able to adjust after seeing things happen in one interaction. Sarah did extremely wonderful adjusting after just small interactions versus 208, which means 208's got to pick up the pace and figure out what else to do, because it's not just going to be one mix that does in Sarah. It's not going to be one movement option that tricks Sarah.
Duel 1.
She's going to have to be very aware on what Sarah Badguy wants to do, especially after being called out for your Rose mix-ups like that, being thrown. That's scary for anybody who plays a character like Millia, and already forcing the burst too.
And these players are both playing for $58 right now. If we can get 2 more dollars, we're going to make it to $60. Give these players something to work for, because that wild throw right there is exactly what we're working with. Stepping into round number 2.
Shout out to the Donos 5 from Non-Factor and the whole 50 from Craze, getting it up $58. So there's a lot that both of these players are going to be fighting for, and you see how much Sarah Badguy wants it. Able to secure the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just volleying back and forth. We're playing volleyball right now. And the super too?
Jesus Christ, yo, they got somewhere to be right now.
Dang, okay. I was like, 208 was doing a lot of good stuff against Sarah in that first game, but Sarah said, nah, I want that money. You said we got money in this pot? I want that.
They were swinging with the likes of 5 slash. That was, or 5 heavy slash, 5H. They were just, oh my, I saw those 3 heavy slash rack up the damage. And I'm like, this is actually, and it just 2-0.
Absolutely melted. And that's the thing, you gotta remember when you're playing such an invasive pixie character like Millia, HP is not something you have, which means something like that, yeah, it's gonna melt you.
Well, let's see if 208 can do the melting as well, but Sarah Badguy is on defense right now. Getting opened up with a grab right there, trying to swap sides with the JH locking it out. Good swap once again, but there's the burst from Sarah. Gets the throw. Here's a go.
Still has the corner too, but ooh, nice air dash out of it, getting DP'd for their troubles though. Sarah Badguy might be just going from one corner to another, but getting thrown. This might be perfect for 208 to make something happen. Gets called out for the Rose mix-up yet again though!
And then does a 2P to make sure you get up so you can hold more mix. There's a 2K on OTG. The Bandit Bringer coming through. No, we're going for a Fauxnix. How about you?
Okay, we're already on potential set point for Sarah Badguy. I already know they're feeling good about this, especially calling out 208 out of the sky, trying to break that defense again, but 208 is finally finding these answers here.
But you know what that means? Sarah is not afraid of Millia in his slice, and they're trying to make sure everyone understands that this character should not mean nothing to you. This is exactly why I'm going to go for this Tyrant Ray right here, break the wall, and you know what I like to ask, chat? What's the Oki going to be? We're going to find out.
Absolutely getting guarded though, but the Oki is strong, especially getting low into a throw into an RRC and a DP. That's gonna be it.
God damn. Yo, put Sarah on the track. Yo, what up? They cooking right now. They cooking. Yo,
To the winners finals against Sarah Badguy, and let's see who that's gonna be.
Alright, locking ourselves in. Danny already starting us off with 2 backdashes in a row, putting themselves at the wall right here. Not sure if this is the place they want to be versus SQ, but they're going to full send it through. However, SQ with a good response, and there's a backdash far slash. And Danny now being thrown by SQ. Corner right here, burst early. No players go first.
All trying to find their way, trying to use some far-reaching buttons, but it looks like the slide is going to be coming out for Kai, especially after the RRC, Fireball, DP, everything that they have. Daniel Maza already sending SQ flying and trying to finish it off.
Alrighty, SQ making some pressure strings happen, but no rotation in it, and there's the throw, and now down a round is SQ going up against the godded and one and only Daniel Maza.
Ooh, nice counter hit off the start and getting a little bit more record too. Okay, I see you, especially trying to come in from the sky. But again, SQ has got a lot of far-reaching buttons with those great swords, so Danny has to keep a good watch of that.
You also got to keep in mind, Danny's got very good far-reaching buttons too. Far slash and far heavy slash are all coming through for them with the direct clap. as well as the overhead kick. I can't remember the name of the move, but it's okay. You will see it in a combo once or twice. But you already know what I'm talking about.
Trying to get their great swords back though, because SQ does not have them. That means they're going to be in a pretty rough spot. Has it back. Has to force the burst too, so they might get some momentum here, especially with Maza in the corner, but they're just chipping you a little bit right now.
Maybe so, but the Roar of the Spark is screaming out to Kai right now with the PRC, the backdash, and escape. Very much understanding that that might have not been a very good time to go in, but that right there allowed SQ to take advantage and we're going to break this ball with close slash.
Very good coming out there from SQ, but Maza trying to jump their way in, but just gets RRC for their troubles, and that's SQ. Gonna be able to get another round on the board, and they're halfway towards that burst, but we gotta remember, Maza has that burst. If they're in a bad situation, they might use it, but they're just gonna use it for a wild assault. Why get out of defense when you can just go into offense?
I understand that entirely, and now both players able to use deflect or wall assault at any given moment to keep the pressure, but it's going to be Danny who makes the right call out on SQ in offense, responds with a Sacred Edge Super, and there is a perfect game with Danny going up by 1.
I told you, Kuma, I called him Grim Reaper for a reason. You saw that last round there. We're using the wall assault to go into offense, we break the wall, and then we just murder them with an OD at the wall.
My guy is just no slouch. We've seen Danny before, though. I really need to see this kid offline, bro. I really, really do. He deserves it. Deserves every singular chance because, man, this guy is no slouch.
Not at all. I know. I saw them in offline a little bit. I think, yeah, last year AFGDL over in October. Their big local that was going on, and it was up against Razzo. That was a pretty good set.
This kid should have went to Slashback. That's what I'm saying.
Duel 1.
Hey, I mean, whoever's over at Slashback this weekend, I know is going to be having fun. Might be SQ, but ooh, nice wall assault.
SQ is also having fun baiting out that burst from Danny right there. Not even a bait, just making sure it's no longer there as an option on the table. So that's one down. Danny trying to fight back, jumps out and does so perfectly with a beautiful combo to show for it. There's a stun edge setup, close slash counter hits. Here's the Vapor Thrust combo we love to see. Sacred Edge. What's the mix? It's fine now.
SQ trying to come back up from that hard knockdown, using the OD reversal to get them back in the driver's seat. Great sword, going to be able to open up that defense, but not going to be able to prioritize off of that as they're just going to get thrown for their troubles.
I don't know how SQ managed to land that filthy mix, but that right there is well deserving of the kitchen responsibilities. SQ, come and join me, my friend.
Literally trying to get, ooh, nice wild assault. There we go. We still have the momentum from the greatsword to East Coast to the West Coast. We're going to be getting that wall broken again with that OD. Okay, SQ is cooking right now on the ramp.
I think gas might have just went down by $1 or $2. This gas is $2.79, but Kai is trying to make sure those prices get increased with the likes of the overhead, catching us and locking us in place of this corner. SQ and no response picks up, but there's the burst. Now we're going right back into this mid screen over here. Good JP into a small double swords, but the throw, that's a special macro incidents. Very possible, breaking it out.
I already know SQ does not want the prices to go up, but Maza does not care. Just RRC slashing you down, and that's going to be another game towards Maza.
Man. This right here, this is it. I gotta say, Danny is doing an excellent job. Also, was at Texas Showdown. Shout outs to Zero Syndicate, by the way. Met you at Texas Showdown, my boy. Hope you're doing extremely wonderful tonight. Good to see you in the chat, of course. This match is going to settle it all. SQ can either take a game and keep momentum, or Danny can take this 3-0 and move on.
Just have to wait and find out on what both of these players do here, especially off the start. Already going in with lows and sweeps and doing so well. Danny Maza already throwing SQ into a corner.
I gotta say, Danny approaches these matchups with unorthodox choices, and I gotta say it works out every time because you don't know what the Kai is gonna bring out next to the table. Look at them backing away, understanding that might not been the time, but goes in all the way through. Picks up, no burst from SQ being used yet. What's the mix? Let's find out.
Literally backdashing already. Okay, wait, just going right in. That's the mix. Being like, oh, am I going to go in? Am I not going to go in? And then just absolutely decimate.
Exactly. Well, SQ is going to go all the way in with 3 hits, already making Kai bleed out a little deeper. There's the air stun edge right there. Or now 2 buttons, but that wasn't the right call. SQ had to use their burst right there. Actually, Danny just a little bit nervous right now. Jump back in. Then what do we do about this? We escape. That's one thing, but what do we do next?
We're gonna find out. It's actually gonna be going for the ride, the lightning all the way to a wall break. That's exactly what we're doing here, Kumo, because Daniel Maza does not care if they're in defense. They're gonna go right back into it. Gonna be able to send back into defense. SQ trying to break this too, but there's just so much. There we go!
Oh my goodness, this is very, very dangerous for SQ, who is now down another game. 3-0.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Our first top 8 set of the night here. Well, actually, third. Scissors up against DeanDingus on the Slayer. How you doing, non-faction?
I'm doing good. I'm ready. All gas, no brakes, directly heading into it. And we're seeing some big map of punches to start the match off, Zero.
Indeed. Missing the splatter there on the sit. No big deal, though. About to get another one. Still going to steal that round here. DeanDingus able to clean that one up. No problem here. Oh, you'll first blood drawn. Yeah.
Exactly, navigating the scramble. And you know, Slayer's just one of those characters that does hit like a truck once he gets his calls on you. So it's gonna be interesting to see how Scissors navigates neutral here.
Absolutely. Spin is certainly going to be a big factor here to kind of help with that linear approach that Slayer loves to do. As you said, with the map of Hunt being a problem, plus the new Fujin series. This update is devastating to deal with. If you're not quick on the draw here, Anji gets to kind of run the set against you here. Nice overhead.
Yeah, exactly, that double Fujin has been coming in clutch right there. A PRC to go ahead and keep the momentum going. Looking for a wall splat, not finding it just yet. DeanDingus on the back foot, but gets out with a map of punch and a big counter hit, turning the tables real quick on him.
It's huge. Gonna get that shatter. It's still not out of the woods yet. 50% for Anji. Goes for BRC to steal back that turn. You got that Fujin. There's the interrupt. 2P. Jeez. Really want to go for that pile bunker there. Not to connect.
Yeah, but that Fujin still coming in clutch from the side of Scissors. They're able to navigate the pressure there. Look a little more in control in that round.
Oh, slash here. Oh, no. I got cross-side there. Nice little side swap from Dean. Of course, pretty immaculate on this. Slayer has been for quite some time here. Does have the corner carry from Scissors, though. Draws out the first. That's a nice boon, but watch out for this damage here.
Exactly, going in the corner. Another burst from the side of Scissors there. DeanDingus in the corner, backing out PRC to keep it going. That's a big damage. Casting out with the tension gauge, getting the wall splat, and that should be enough to close out the first game.
Absolutely. Good cleanup here from Scissors. It was an excellent burst out of that corner there because you're going for that offensive positioning there. DeanDingus already did all the work for you to make sure you got the west side of the screen there. Well played here from Scissors. Stay calm, cool, and collected throughout the last few moments of that set.
Yeah, exactly. That set is it's a tale of two different rounds there. It's just, you know, you have to be ready for the high-low mix-ups in the corner and the different offensive options that both these characters have, because they can really force some hard guesses. You do not want to be caught pressing buttons, especially when that spin comes in from Anji.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? Honestly, what a character to play against Slayer here. You have the guts to back you up here in Anji. You know, the big chest says it all here. Being able to defend against some of that pressure. Of course, you can't be throwing out those map of hunches as free as you'd like to. We're seeing a lot of dandy step pressure come from DeanDingus, though. I'm thinking we're trying to catch Scissors a little unawares. You see opening gambit starts already. Dandy step, and we got the interrupt from Scissors.
Yeah, great time to interrupt with the Fujin there. Dust coming in and some more map of punches to go ahead and gain some screen control here. Slowly walking Scissors back down.
Another Fujin. Yo, both y'all are swinging. That's all that there is in this match. Cross under here with the close slash, extra lift off with the dust.
All right, back to the corner we go, looking for some side switches with that dash there, trying to find the overhead, but nice movement on the side of Scissors. A big 2D to go ahead and put him against the wall.
So unfortunate. The meeting was too early for the 2K to start with Scissors right there. And Dean caught standing, still got caught with that 2D. I mean, still fortunate for Scissors, but man, oh man, that could have been far worse. Dean gonna get called out here at the opening gambit of round number 2 in this game. Nice.
Got themselves in the corner early, but there's the spin we were talking about earlier. Now getting that butterfly pressure going. Some more Fujins on deck, mashing the 2P to keep the pressure on.
Oh, backpack with the raid. What's good? Thank you so much for stopping and hanging out with us. Oh! Oh my gosh, the universe has broken in two. A bunker from the counter hit. Nice RC though. We're so pressed. Scissors is so aggressive on the wake up here.
Yeah, if you're not pressing, you're not trying right there. Just mashing out the 2P once again, baits it out, and that is going to put Scissors up 2-0. Looking dominant in neutral so far, able to put DeanDingus into the corner, make him a little uncomfortable on defense.
Right? Like, again, just Anji, so antithetical to what a Slayer wants to do in the neutral. That constant forward, push forward combat. I've been playing a lot of Doom lately, so that's kind of in front of mind for me right now. That push forward combat coming from Slayer, Scissors still able to kind of contend against it. I mean, as you called out earlier, we had the excellent spin, able to answer back with Midari to try to push for corner and get that extra extension. I mean, Scissors really cleaning things up against DeanDingus. Stop throwing rock. Actually, you need to throw a rock. That's how this works.
Exactly. Here comes some more of that fusion press right there. And one thing about the fusion, it is going to be a moving forward move, and it might be just catching the dandy step like you just saw right there, cashing out with another overdrive for the wall break.
It's going to be about taking a step back, needing to block, fade out some overextensions. But that's not quite how Slayer likes to roll. Apple hunch for corner, backdash away, and still got the 2H. Nice. Oh my god, you stuck in the charge dust. See it. That was beautiful.
Definitely ballsy there, and it's going to pay off big time. That's a lot of damage off the rip. Also gets the positive bonus, using the RC to keep it going. Back and forth we go, and that should close out the round. DeanDingus coming alive now.
This is what you like to see. DeanDingus has nothing else to lose. Says, you know what? I'm about to die anyways. I'm down to my last game. I may as well start dashing like crazy here. This is trying to slow it down with the tweet. Sent the blue sky this time. He's side swap.
The big 2H there, and DeanDingus getting the offense going back and forth. Another 2H for your troubles.
I'll bunker for corner. Moving to the shatter. Yeah, beat her! It would, you know what? Anji Gut's a little iffy there, but we still had the blood-sucking universe finish. I feel like you go for super there anyways, just for hard knockdown and guarantee yourself a better Oki situation through that shatter. But either way, DeanDingus still coming out on top.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where you're so far behind and you're just happy you're finally getting the momentum. You have so many options going through your head, not really paying attention to the gauge there. Works out for him either way, taking a bite out of crime to finish that one off. So looking like they're finding the answers here of how to navigate neutral. A lot of the side switches going back and forth to keep Scissors on their toes.
Absolutely. Scissors going to step back into the arena against DeanDingus. See how this opening begins, because it has been just pedal to the metal for Dean, and I don't think that's really quite stopped at all. In fact, it's gotten far worse. 5K 2D start. That's how it's telling you the tail's gonna go. It's certainly a clear sign for it here. A couple foul bunkers for corner again.
Another big wall break, massive damage. Tension coming alive, 50% PRC to try to catch some space, snuffed out by the side of Scissors, but they're going right back in for more Zero.
Sure are. They got the closing corner, heavy wild assault to maintain pressure and build the risk. You smell blood in the water, you don't want to give it up, but Scissors finds a counter hit to push out of the corner.
Yeah, the tough part is the way Scissors plays. They like to pour on the momentum, but it gets interrupted once again. DeanDingus in the 2D there to close things out.
That was a beautiful guard cancel right there. Going for the deflect shield, as we're already committed to the Fusion series. Scissors gets a full set and gets the punish for Dean. Top of round, we say it with our back here. Fusion for corner. 2B still stagger pressure working out. You can't press right there. It's already full set.
Oh, great movement to dash under the overhead. Scissors getting the movement on point right now. Big counter to catch him out of the air.
Scoop, Red RC. You got Peter. You can finish the job. There we go.
There we go to close out the round. Not going to leave any scraps on the plate this time around, and Scissors is now on match point.
Jesus. Round start, pile bunker. Are you kidding me? And toss away here. Nice 6B to catch the movement of Dean.
I like the burst there to stop the momentum as well, putting them right back into the corner. Another 2D, and that's going to be a wall break.
Still stopping Dean. Moving with special. This is how we're playing. RC, yo, a small delay and massive counter hit here. Setting up for themselves, tying it all up.
Yeah, it's just back and forth we go. Just two unbreakable wills right there. I love the way DeanDingus is fighting back there, mixing up a lot of their offensive options. The movement of Scissors has also been on point, so definitely setting up for a very, very interesting game number 5.
I'm just shocked at how the aggression is still putting in a ton of work here against Scissors right now, and which at least want to go back to that layer 1 that we had in our first game, where we really kind of smothered the neutral, right? Made that forward approach to stop short the dandy step. I mean, opening gamut has been kind of a coin toss at this point for Dean. We've gone low in that last game here as the round started. We'll see if that still holds true, because it was like 2K, 2D. Oh, already got the dandy into heavy again, so that was the start. And you notice Scissors that forward push, making the dandy miss entirely.
Yeah, just keep on coming at him, making him guess with the spins, but it's not going to phase him there. DeanDingus coming in, taking a bite out of Crime, keeping the momentum going with the overhead. PRC to keep it going. Great burst there on the side of Scissors.
Overhead, we take those, especially now since counter hit's not going to go for that launcher anymore. Yo, left, right, still got the block. And the parry, I don't need to guess which side you're going to land on, because my parry will hit on either side. Nice super.
Yeah, great call out there, and there's the fusion pressure again, going with the loops.
Love the chase, but unfortunately DeanDingus faster on the draw here. The close slash, like a PRC of their own. Scissors had an excellent idea, just unfortunately DeanDingus is on top of it here.
On point with their chase down, and they're keeping it going here, opening things up with a big wall break, and that's a lot of damage right now on match point, keeping the pressure going. Another big counter hit as the tension on deck should be enough to close things out. And 0, that is going to be Dean. Dean is still in the momentum and taking it 3-2 over Scissors and losers top 8.
Just can't
Just a
stop
fleeing guy.
a force of pure rage like DeanDingus here. Just
One of the more interesting matchups, they both kind of have the same game plan and the way they want to navigate neutral, but the one thing that might change the pace here is that fireball on this side of Leo Whitefang, but let's see how things play out here, 0.
hey, it's fireball, and also down backing from Leo is terrifying for Giovanna. If you leave any sort of delay in your frame traps, as she wants to do, that's opening you up for a disastrous flash kick here. A great start for a hard knockdown for Wild. Watch the approach, though. You don't need to bait out the DP, though. You already have the hard kick now.
No way.
Yeah, getting a little too defensive there, and Leaky Bum is going to take advantage of it right now, getting the back step started early. Coast to coast we go. The side-to-side mix-up, shades of Slayer we just saw right now. The mixes are coming early, and this might be enough to go ahead and close things out early, and it is. Leaky Bum just took a little bit of momentum and did not give it back.
The fact that you hit the nail on the head right there. We're getting shades of DeanDingus right here now. The left-right is going to overwhelm Giovanna. You got to be ready for those throws. We go for the side swap there. Nice PK interrupt, but see, like I said, a small gap we leave for flash kick room, and back-to-back we go.
That's so nice. We'll show it twice. The flash kick is a definite good option in defense that Giovanna doesn't really have, but right now it's not mattering. Keeping the pressure going, gets the throw. The strike though starting to come out here, 0.
On the wake up. Nice. Watch the dash cancel. Had the fast RC. Pause. Flash kick folks.
Comes Leaky Bum on the attack. Bit of a drop there going back to neutral.
Oof. Could have gotten 6 for the drill or even flash kick. And look, Leaky Bum holding down back the whole way. There's not going to be a burst whatsoever. We've already lost this round. It would just be like a knee-jerk reaction. We got one here. So full resources on either side to finish out the round, but gold burst is off the table.
That's starting out early here. That flash kick is just becoming such a factor in this match right now. It's almost making Wild kind of question their offensive choices here. You have to make sure the frame traps are good. A little side switch there for the flash kick.
Yeah, still got to be ready for the left-right throws here, or even a 2E is actually pretty good. Gio has an excellent 5E to try to interrupt some of these dashers, but throw will be your go-to for sure. All right, watch the back turn parry. Yep, there it is.
Finally go off.
Just like that. You've seen it once, you've seen it 1,000 times. That's Leo 101 right there.
So Leo had 50% tension, back turn stance. If you left a lingering button out there, don't worry, I got a super for you. If you run up to me, Giovanna is one of those characters that leaves very vulnerable buttons in the neutral space in terms of low profiling. And it's parryable, right? Because you're going for that extended dash off of a 5K, 5H in this instance. It's very easy to just kind of call out neutral or even 6P it if you'd like. You've seen it time and time again. Leaky Bum with an excellent answer.
Exactly right. Start things out here with the power slash.
I'll make it quick.
We got 14 codes left in the match arena. Let's get those used up. Exclamation point match arena. Please, that's free money into the pot and also helps out the players tremendously.
Yes, sir. And right now, Leaky Bum is trying to play for their lion's share of that, looking dominant once again with the side-to-side mix-ups.
All right, so it's not a hard knockdown. You could drift out for 5H. Insane. Actually, live to your namesake. You're playing wild and dirty here. But the super Providence burn, that'll finish out the round.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Start 2K.
Here I go.
Actually, that would have been it. That's an unfortunate burst right there. Just a bad time to do it because the combo was said and done on the side of Leaky Bum. Would have gotten you know, better positioning still if you spent the burst. But there are worse scenarios, much like the Shatter, that we could have used that burst for.
Yeah, exactly, starting things out with a nice, good life lead right now. Wild trying to fight back, but the 2K interruption there from the side of Leaky Bum against the wall, starting the pressure once again, gets the throw. One more guess should do it, and another throw to finish things off. That is going to be Leaky Bum taking a 2-game lead.
This is one of those situations where you start to realize that Wild might not be as practiced in this matchup, or at least in this relentless offense coming from Leo, and it's tough. I can't stress that enough. It is hard when Leo is barreling down on you in the corner as Giovanna to try to fight your way out, because you don't have your true reversal outside of super, or you go for your, as we saw, the deflect shield. You had the IVFD in a lot of situations. It's tough to make those scary callouts in 5H. It might not be the call. The 2S will snipe that out.
Yeah, it's just definitely a game of business decisions when you're in the corner. You have to be really careful of how you're spending the gauge here. Right now, Wild just trying to get their offense going, but another flash kick has been the tail of the tape so far.
Got to be careful with these gaps here. Plus frames that allows for the throw, but if you were to stagger with buttons, it would have been another flash. Watch the corner.
Please don't
Go.
move.
Safe jump. One more. There it is.
Low on life here from Leaky Bum, fighting right back out of the corner. Does have 50 tension on gauge, but the super reversal. PRC to cancel it out and make it safe. PRC and PRC, and Leaky Bum is going to take advantage.
That was very smart from Wild, but unfortunately, Leaky Bum knew how the cards were going to play here. On several instances, calling out the guard cancel even. Leaky is ready for it. Honestly, strong Leo player has been ready for it for a while. Wild Assault comes through. Nice overhead.
Now point on all their options here. Guard break there in the corner, mashing out the 2K.
Slash. Prominence burn down.
A lot of damage. What's going to be the Oki here? One more guess should do it. 2P pressure, big counter hit from the side of Wild. Can they make magic happen here? Has some gauge on deck.
That's one flash kick here. Oh, trying to go for the run throw. Drifting. Slowed it down just enough because the blue RC. DP? No, just goes for close slash. Nice drill. Very smart call out. Super.
Fear on the wind.
Ooh, spinning dog kick, not enough. One guess for both players right now. Leaky Bum does have some meter. Hits the skies, PRC.
It is very great call out there. You force a block by going for the DP from Giovanna there. Leaky Bum push back, and then it leaves a neutral situation, but Leaky opted for DP, thinking that Wild was going to press the issue. And the fact that they remained patient really saved them from the set. Jeez. Counter hit. Nice dash install, going for DP after the 6H for Shatter.
Go, canceling out with the super. Have the hard knockdown here, see what the Oki is. Leaky Bum does have some tension on deck. He wants to get himself out of the situation, but catches it. There's the burst.
Gotta watch out for the 5H. The drill is set up a PRC. Exactly. Good call for Wild. Nice. See, that's what I was saying. The 5P is such an excellent button in this matchup here. Oh, but got scooped up. Back turn. Nice. Guard gets, but you didn't believe. That was your challenge right there for a close slash to the corner carried. Now it's falling apart. The turbulence will seal your fate. Leaky Bum with the 3-0 victory over Wild. The decision.
She just had, I believe, a 4th place finish over in TNS just earlier this week out of, I think, 167 people. So it's still absolutely on point with that Ramlethal.
She's been on this rise for quite some time here. Lockdown for the corner. The sword will close out the escape opportunity for DeanDingus. The guard crush calls out the guard cancel. And we've seen a lot of that back dash and the back slash from DeanDingus here.
They're going back and forth. SQ able to catch him there. Does have tension on deck. Not going to be enough to close things out here, but it is going to be a hard knockdown. Let's see what the Oki is.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Oh, Jesus, the map a hunch, full send.
Trying to get their offense going early. There's the cross up on that side, but another map a punch side to side we go.
Wild Bunkers back on the back here to get the combo started. We got the hammer to drop after the dandy step and taps us. Blink, you're gonna miss it. Because I didn't see which side that DeanDingus was on whatsoever until the round said it was done.
Yeah, I'm definitely not blocking any of that. It's so interesting. We see 3 matches in a row with just characters that are just going back and forth, and it's just continuing to pay off dividends.
Great equalizer here for Slayer is that their defense not so stellar. We keep hearing that, and yet still we see how much damage that Slayer is capable of. Nice interrupt. Windshield Wiper says RC to back it up here for another shatter and positive bonus sequence for SQ.
Yeah, that's big damage there, sitting on a ton of gauge. Getting caught right in the chin though. DeanDingus on the attack, sending SQ over to the corner.
I'm sorry.
Back for Power Bunker, and hey, you know what? Let me try a mortal bottle real quick. I have a 100 meter. You got to remember, Ramlethal with a 100 meter, different character entirely.
Exactly.
There's no respect anymore at that point from the Ramlethal player. They don't care. They're gonna spend $100 on the drop of a hat.
That's exactly right. It's just a battle of damage that we saw SQ able to just get massive chunks of damage against the wall with the wall breaks here. So see if DeanDingus can go ahead and capitalize and show us some of that Slayer damage we were seeing earlier.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Already slash round start. You had the reach to start too. So I think honestly opening Gambit probably leaves a little more Ramlethal's side. That's 5P with the cross under.
Starting the sword throws early here. That's going to be a wall break to start things off. Hard knockdown incoming. Some more of that pendant SQ Oki.
Off the wall. Well, you got the super shatter again. We'll talk about the queen of set play here. SQ for set play queen.
Right on in a very quick round there. SQ just kind of running away with this right now. You were talking about earlier how Slayer doesn't really have that many defensive options. Is really good at cashing out damage, but Ramlethal showing right now she can cash out damage just as well.
Oh yes, has always been just a behemoth in terms of damage output.
I'm sorry.
You're sorry? I don't think you're sorry. That's a lot of damage, man.
Big time damage with a positive bonus. DeanDingus find themselves in the corner once again, and another cash out from SQ, making quick work so far with a nice demanding 2-0 lead.
Good lord, round start already got that 2-0. Again, it's those far slashes. That round start's gonna be interesting, especially with the interactions that Dean likes to open with. Is generally that backdash or at least the dandy step to start things off. But you're covering so much ground with the far slash from Ram and even the heavy slash. Both are great buttons to kind of shut that dash down.
Yeah, exactly. Not able to see too much movement from the side of DeanDingus so far. Like you said, just with that far slash, just covering up so much of the screen, shutting down a lot of those quick moving options on that side. So see if they mix up the opening a little bit here, just kind of getting momentum stolen right at the beginning of the round start.
It's tough to reserve the round open to your opponent. Switching for Anji here, wants to get a little bit more room. So dance is what we're looking for. Fusion series for set play is also another option.
Secure.
Grab right out of the spin there, heading over to the corner.
A rock in a hard place there, the burst away. Jeez, jumping.
A big catch out of the air there, nice 6P anti-air to keep it going. Into the corner you go. 2 swords online now.
Has to go for toe off the dust to finish it out here. Nice set. Butterfly once again in a deep run to try to get a counter hit attempt there. We bait out the throw because we knew the butterfly was still there in play. Oof. That was an excellent 5K placement there. Unfortunately, SQ running right into it. A very active 5K.
Yeah, I was getting dangerous as 2 as well with SQ sitting on all that tension. They recall up from DeanDingus. But right now finding themselves in a rock and a hard place, like you said earlier, in the corner.
H. Extra juggle here. Does have super mortal Botto for the hard knockdown. But don't burst on the table. The next hit should do it. Yeah, there we go.
Follows that burst, trying to make some magic happen. There comes those fusion loops. Wake up super, it is going to be blocked. RC to make it safe. Coming right back in and catches him out of the air with a jump in. SQ now on match point.
Tell you, not back. These Ramlethal players out here, different people entirely. 100 meter. SQ, nicest individual you'll meet. And then suddenly, wake up super when they got $100 in their pocket. It's insane.
Yeah, that's just playing with confidence we were talking about earlier. It's kind of just the name of the game right now, and SQ looking confident as ever. DeanDingus trying to put the kibosh on it early.
Medora here to push. Nice block on the overhead. We'll steal back the turn. Good reaction from SQ. Extra with the sword explosion here. Super to pull it off the shatter. Positive bonus. Get my sword back. Repeat the cycle.
Yeah, big time damage as well. We saw the spin come out a couple of times, but it hasn't really been a factor here for DeanDingus. And that's another super and another wall break, massive damage. One more guess might be it. YRC to steal the turn back.
Set or Vato to steal the turn. Hold on. Okay, yeah, we had the 100 there. I had to double check to make sure. SQ. Showing you exactly why you should fear a Ramlethal with a 100-meter every single time.
Battle of wills here. Who's going to be able to set up that tricky offense first?
It's certainly doable. Empty load, the round start, but there's the gap. At the flash kick to worry about.
That should be the name of the game here. Nice block on the burst. Go ahead and pouring it on there. Watch your head. Leaky Bum coming out with some very fast offense.
Aggression. Good block on the jump in. Try to get a sneaky 6B and nice dash cancel off the RC to get a flash kick. Uber calling out the 5K.
I respect pulling the trigger on the winger there to go ahead and get some momentum back. There's the tandem top mix-up. I didn't know which way they were going to go, so I'm pretty sure that Leaky Bum could not guess correctly. In the corner, they find themselves, and a wall break is going to close things out. 208 Studio able to steal back momentum in that. The flash kick was coming in clutch, just like you were talking about, Zero.
Woo! I'll start with it again, back to back. Actually, I'm surprised that Leaky Bum ended up not blocking the jump in there in the final moments, because that Capel, if I'm not mistaken, missed entirely. Regardless, though, Leaky not swayed by it whatsoever. Massive shatter, so we're trying to answer back.
Looking for another flash kick there, gets caught out of the skies with it. 208 Studio trying to take advantage, starting their offense early, spinning the RC to keep the offense.
RC, Turbulence. No need to burst here, just hold on to it for your next round.
Yeah, great call there. One more hit was going to be enough to close it out. Now one round apiece here. 208 Studio sitting on that burst.
Nice overhead, Providence Burn for your hard knockdown.
A hard knockdown time to guess right now. They are sitting on a little bit of gauge there, spending it for the RC to get their offense going. Leaky Bum find themselves in the corner, getting tricky with the offense. Another tandem top for your troubles. Keeping Leaky Bum on their toes.
Side heavy, blocks the YRC. 208 has a massive opportunity. Use some momentum on the Capel to almost get that corner. That would have been a shatter. That would have been round victory there. We had the meter to spend, and we bet it all the winger for victory from 208 Studio.
Yeah, I respect them pulling the trigger. They showed that in the first game. They're going to go ahead and use that as a reversal option whenever they saw Leaky Bum go in, caught him trying to go for a throw, and able to close out the round once again. It's just been a high potent offense from the side of 208 Studio that's really kind of shutting down the defensive options of Leaky Bum. We saw him go for the flash kick a couple of times, but not getting too much off of it.
You gotta be relentless as Millia in this matchup here. You can't leave opportunities, and 208 Studio took a big risk there with that winger super. It was the only meter they had, and said, screw it, it's time to send, just like this DP coming from Leaky Bum. Overhead, blocks the burst.
That's big time damage to start the round off, barely at 10 seconds. Finding themselves with a positive bonus and pouring out the offense. No burst on the side of 208 Studio. No defensive option to speak of, and Leaky Bum, absolute freight train to open up game number 3.
I mean, if anything, you had your FDs, but you were out of your goodness, your deflect shield, your RC options. Does get this setup here low. Artemis. Up for a setup here, but was able to flash kick out a little bit too far.
Yeah, Leaky Bum continuing to let him rip. And now 208 Studio back on the attack. PRC to keep the offense going. Into the corner goes Leaky Bum. Side swap.
Isn't that cute? Duel 3. Let's
Back here from the round of this game too. Artemis is the round start. I'm surprised it wasn't a flash kick round start for Leaky. We still got one here. But man, that would have been a flash kick for Leaky. That would have obliterated the Artemis, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the one time they don't go to the well, they don't get anything out of it. Oh, there we go. Right back to the well we go with another flash kick. Here comes the side swap combos. 2K to get the party started.
Oh, actually, the meter, OTG, Bye-bye.
Big time damage for sure. That was killing. No need to call up Sajam for that one. And Leaky Bum finally putting themselves on the board.
1-all in the set. Silverback mode indeed. Man, oh man. Get to that game number 3 here with Leaky Bum. Still pressuring on this offense here. Not skipping a beat. Round start. Flash kick. I'm calling it right now, no fact.
All right, let's put the channel points on the line to see how Leaky Bum chooses to start it off. They backed off. Bit of a delay flash kick there. Didn't work out for him. 208 still able to find some damage there. Finds himself right back in the corner, getting the fireball game started as Leaky Bum. Great throw off of the dash in.
Ooh, pass through. Let's get the back turn slash and keep run for overhead. Turbulence carry the side. All right. I'm not blocking anymore. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's one of those mix-up where you just put the controller down. You're like, all right, bro, you got it.
Just got guilty here. That's see, I was right on the second round. That's what I was trying to call the whole time. Yeah, don't worry.
All right, big wall break to start things off here. Leaky Bum looking solid offense, chasing down with 2 flash kicks, not finding anything, letting it rip here.
That is the attitude of somebody who knows they are winning the set. Yep, nice PRC to opt out, but don't you forget, Leaky Bum is on a flash kick pair right now. Ooh, deep cross up.
Very deep cross up, look for the moon, the instant overhead finds its home, not enough to kill here, the burst in the side of Leaky Bum to keep themselves alive. They want this round, but getting caught once again. That should be able to close out the round. 208 Studio busting out all the tricks earlier.
Very good stuff. The Capel to get the side swap, the JH. I'm surprised to get more flash kicks out of Leaky Bums throughout that. That's for 5K. It's Artemis. There it is. I know I said that Leaky Bum is playing as though they are taking the set here, but 208 Studio has something to say about it.
Exactly. Almost daring Leaky Bum at this point to rip one of those flash kicks. Another moon finds its home. The burst with just a magic pixel on deck. Look for the super. Doesn't find its home. Leaky Bum fighting for the life. PRC to drift underneath.
Flash, Turbulence. Yeah, if you would have let that rock, it would have killed. The trade does go in favor of 208 Studio, of course, with a substantial life lead over Leaky Bum with a 2-1 lead going into this loser's top 8 set.
Yeah, it seemed like Leaky Bum was just a little gun shy there to pull the flash kick later in that round. So see if they open it up this time around, changing up their pacing on it. But 208 Studio looking solid with their mix-ups. You saw a very deep cross-up at one point, and that tandem top is just potent as ever.
Duel 1. Let's rock.
Nice. Oh, yes there. Go. Guard point. Heavy. Trying to get a knock at the door with the back turn P.
There's a chicken feed, another tandem top to start the offense. Puts themselves in the corner. Leaky Bum's going to take advantage of it. Not too much meter to speak of right here, but finds a throw.
Recharge with the parry. Actually, back turn slam.
Duel 2.
When in doubt, 2K it out. Leaky Bum right now. Trying to tie things up 2-2. Looking strong on offense.
Slow block. Pushing back with this FD, but wow, while getting pushed back, still caught high. Goes for side swap back, turn again with the back turn slash. Those interrupts with 2P are huge for 208 Studio.
Themselves a throw here. That back turn goes underneath, finds the 2K, gets the corner carry, finishes it off with a super, and Leaky Bum is going to tie things up 2-2. We got a match 0.
Said that's enough fooling around. It was real cute of me to go over those flash kicks, but maybe I pull back.
Yeah, that's where you play the rope-a-dope, and then in the 5th game, you just start letting them rip all over again, right?
So you remember when I said that I would stop? I lied.
All right, well, let's get into it. Tournament life on point or on risk right now for both players. Right now, 2 games apiece. Leaky Bum has some momentum, see if they can keep things going. Big flash kick to start the round. There it is.
reset for 2K? Alright, my bad. Crossed up, close slash. Yeah, I don't have to worry about left rights. I got a flash kick. Oh, nice
Great
air throw. Yeah.
Absolute quick round there in the middle of the scramble. Leaky Bum able to make the most of it now on match point.
It's 2D.
Send it
Stagger
out
pressure
there.
here, tries to bait the Artemis. Oh man, another jump back with the JS.
Good call out there, the fireball game coming out now. The counter hit, chasing down into the corner. Line under 2S, back turn, can't block on the winger. That's gonna be big time damage, getting themselves out of the corner.
I mean, we already had a 5K in the back turn set up there, so wasn't able to reaction parry that super. His shoes were untied. He wears buckles. He's gonna have shoelaces. Does he?
I don't know, I 1-2 buckle my shoe, I think so.
I think they're slip-ons. Who's he trying to fool?
Got the loafers on. But right now, putting the boot down. Big wall break to start things off. A massive life lead here in the final round of the set.
The leg close slash turbulence. Leaky Bum closes out the set 3-2 over the 208 Studio. And what was looking like a strong case for 208 to advance. Leaky Bum kind of locking out.
Duel 1.
All right, let's get into it. It is a losers semis. SQ on the patented Ramlethal and Leaky Bum on the Leo. We've been seeing nonstop on stream so far. See how they navigate offense because SQ is just pouring it on immediately.
This is the one matchup that I wonder how SQ will handle it, because it's going to turn into a point where we have to just keep Leaky Bum locked in with nonstop lock stun. We're working on it here for the sequence.
Yeah, that might be the tell of the tape there. You don't see any swords online. Just go ahead and let that flash kick rip and try to take advantage of it while SQ's down.
SQ with the miss input there, trying to toss out a sword she didn't have. We'll get challenged to the 5K for corner. Guard crush. Go for the side swap on the flip. What a play here from SQ.
Leaky Bum back to the wall. A meter on the side of SQ. Not too much damage coming in here, but they are going to find a wall break.
RC. The damage for the windshield wipers, finishing it out here. Burst still available for Leaky Bum here. Yo, even against SQ, you're gonna round start EP. All right.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Go ahead and let it rip. Working out for Leaky Bum there as they're pouring on the damage to SQ, looking for a burst to get themselves out of the corner.
Leaky Bum doesn't pay for health insurance either. No one throws out DP like that, paying for health insurance.
Exactly.
Jesus. All right, another DP here. Jump back. I'm surprised it wasn't another flash kick.
I was expecting them to charge and let it rip. Went ahead and just held back on the trigger there. Leaky Bum pouring on the offense, looking for another side swap. 2K been feeding families this entire time, going over the top to put themselves on the board. Now one round apiece.
2D close slash pressure and with interrupt from 2K. SQ, she starts with the wild assault to get the corner carry. All right. Yeah, you take the shatter to refund your swords. You'd rather have a hard knockdown, but you're gonna get the possible bonus to help you out with that in a second here. If you can open up Leaky Bum. See, we get the wide berth. So we expect the flash kick. Yeah, Leaky doesn't give it a 2D, but Ursa Mortal Bato.
That's gonna be big damage right there too. Another wall break to make sure they get both swords back online. Disaster's coming for Leaky Bum right now. Does have the burst and some meter. PRC to try to get in. SQ shutting it down early. A flash kick gets blocked, and that should be enough, but the burst comes out to save his life.
Gotta call out that SQ. She puts up a full top side against Leaky Bum here, and it's so active. It's such a great button, similar to Soul's JH, right? Of just, it's that wall of hurt box, and it's going to be right there as you try to make that forward approach, stopping Leaky Bum from applying any sort of offense after the recovery of the RC.
Exactly. I also love the way that SQ is going ahead and just making sure they get their wall breaks. Not really chasing the hard knockdown with the meter to make sure they have those 2 swords online so they can continue to go ahead and jail up Leaky Bum. As you were talking about, the best thing you can do against Leo in this matchup is probably just don't give him a chance to play the game.
Right. Stand block, backing away for the 2K, but you left the gap here. See a small window of opportunity, and Leaky Bum takes it, just like SQ, grabbing hold of victory here with the throw after the pass through. Something we want to see for a little bit of some of these players that pass the through ball.
There we go, chasing the hard knockdown this time around. Positive bonus online, keeping pressure going with the swords.
Push out of the corner, got the flip with the Mortal Bato. Rush PRC, same side. We thought the burst was going to be there. Either way, we got the opener.
Yes, sir, and mashing out the P just to go ahead and put a little exclamation point on it. SQ trying to go up 2-0.
Use that back in stance, so we got out of the dodge immediately. Probably expecting a Mortal Bato on wake up there, but SQ's just being pretty conservative on that meter and sniping out a flash kick. We'll get the shatter here.
That big time damage to open things up. 2 swords back online, and they're going to keep the offense pouring on. Leaky Bum in the corner, gets opened wide up, does have the tension to spin. They're going to go ahead and pop the top. One more hit will do it.
If we had one more sword, it would have worked. It would have been the end. FD for your life, but Leaky Bum can FD forever. 2-0 lead for SQ right now.
Yeah, the guard break is just feeding families right now, and Leaky Bum's in the corner. Not ripping too many flash kicks this time around, just kind of staying put, and SQ's taking advantage of it.
Is that all you can eat buffet? You want more? No, I've had plenty. I've had like 4 plates. Sounds like you want another one. Going to Auntie's house, and it's nonstop. I'm never going to leave.
You got 1 plate in the hand, 1 plate on the legs. Got a drink on the table, 1 in the hand.
It's like, you look like you haven't eaten enough today. So Auntie, please.
All right, well, SQ coming back for thirds. Looking for the 3-0 sweep.
Slash here. A little bit of micro dashing to pick our approach. And no, you're not going to open up with a flash kick there. You will open up with a 2K. That's fine.
And making the save, keeping the offense going. Nice back throw from the side of SQ. Great reaction. Another throw. Bum in the corner.
Not going to stand up. I'll think you stand up, says SQ. Hard knockdown. Safe jump to the approach.
And just like that, Leaky Bum just, they're kind of picking their shots here. They went for a couple of flash kicks, 1 RC to make it safe, but SQ was just really making it a 1-player game at this point.
Absolutely. And you notice that no hesitation on the full punch. We got the counter hit. I'm waiting for that first burst. If you're not going to give it to me, I'll send it and make you spend.
Exactly right there. PRC to keep it going. Wall break. Leaky Bum's gonna have to make a business decision. Goes for the 2D right there. Doesn't find its home. SQ goes low, and that should be enough. SQ 3-0 over Leaky Bum. Next one after someone catches an L against your character, because they're gonna be fighting back with a vengeance. But let's see how things play out here in winners finals. Right now, Danny starting off early with the offense we were talking about.
No, Bandit Bringer. The heavens above. Take a moment to pause here. Tries to fight back with the far slash, the wild assault. Sarah opens up. Whoa!
They burst there to stop the 5D momentum, but going right back in, finds themselves a throw. Going on with the Bandit Bringer.
Splattered on the wall. Did Soul say fight back before you let that rip? The fight back? I literally can't. Pinned against the wall.
That's always the funny part. It's always the guy that's punching down. It's like, come on, bro, fight back. You're like, what am I supposed to do, bro?
You can't even see right now.
All right, well, Sarah Badguy sending a message early, just going offense for offense, ban for ban, and coming out on top once again. Danny finding themselves in the corner early.
I see you.
DP?
Pardon me.
Huh?
Hold my true strength. Out of my sight.
Tap dust off the wall.
Burst there, Danny's only option to really get out of the corner at that moment, starting it, but a big DP to break out of the offense.
Jeez, man, didn't bring her here. Okay, my bad.
Coming up top like someone threw him a lob. Look out below, and that's going to go ahead and close out the first game. Sarah Badguy, I mean, we talked about Danny's offense, but just keeping up on pace and able to just take control of the match pretty much there.
Yeah, that's, again, like, it seems like we got the aggressive bracket here, honestly. The Sarah Badguy not being stopped whatsoever. But taking a step back here, Danny might be able to return the favor. We'll see how it plays on opening start here against Sarah. 5K gets caught by the 2D coming from Sarah. Why'd you round start 2D?
Testing out all the options. Great jump in there from Danny, taking him over to the corner. That should be a wall break. Sending the meter or knockdown.
The Dipper tapped us for the liftoff. Another one.
Yeah, the stun dipper, no matter how long this game exists, that stun dipper is just still feeding families.
Our slash pressure here going from Sarah. Feel it with the paper thrust. See, that's the safe 5K. Nice little meaty right there.
It's a corner carry on top, a massive life lead to start things out here.
I like that blue trade there earlier here. Tried to test whether or not Sarah was going to rip a DP after the shock state had ended up there. Trying to call out burst. Sarah, if you don't burst, you're going to die. There it is.
Right into the last second to break it out. Went with the RC to go ahead and keep their offense going. Finds a throw. Back to neutral we go, but a massive counter hit for Danny. Able to navigate the scrambles. And I mean, these rounds are going by so fast. It's a 1-1 already.
1-all in the set. Danny took that first game personally. Let's see how the rest of this one plays here with Danny. Again, that round start was 5K. With Sarah's decision to go for the 2D. Low start. Suspicious. What do we have here from Sarah?
Let's see how things open up here. Another 2K, 2D to open things up. A burst early from Sarah.
Assault tried to quickly close the gap and push right back to the mid screen. 5K again.
Wall break there, commanding lead for Danny. Trying to dash in, gets caught once again. Stun dipper, RC, fireball going in, into the corner, DP. Do we have another wall break? We do. And in the blink of an eye, the health bar disappeared. 7 golden letters for Danny Maza.
From a dash up, 2K, 2D. This time around, Sarah with the far slash. Oh no. Sarah making the most of it though. I love the route direction that we took there because it was supposed to be corner, but that jump dust ended up bouncing us off the wall a little bit too far.
Able to switch sides. Now Danny finds himself in a bad spot here. Sarah backing off a bit, but just finds himself a nice little whisk punish. DP to bring him against the wall. Cashing out with a Tyrant Raid. Big time damage, and it's going to be enough.
So cool.
Duel 3. Let's rock.
All right, round number 3, starting things off early is Sarah. Big DP from Danny.
Stagger pressure. Block. Tries to go for 6K there. Sarah not opening up.
Nice cross up with the JD right there. Find another throw. Without these meaty buttons. All the salt there to go ahead and get out of the corner. Stun dipper on deck to finish things off, but a nice check with a 2K out of Sarah Badguy. And Danny's going right back to the corner.
Whoa!
Oh,
Take it back to Xrd right there, Sarah. Oh my goodness. Whoa.
That was there. I had the Ratatouille moment where he took a bite and turned into a kid.
Ooh, we sure did. Right there. Man, I don't know if y'all remember the days we had the 4 RCs available. And there's this one glorious clip that's out there where we pump fake a wild throw 4 times. It was just run up, wild throw. Nah, RC. Fat RC. Wild throw. Ah, this is the one. No, RC. Final one was it. Oh, man. It's the best. Was it optimal? Absolutely not. It felt good.
Look even cooler. Sarah has given shades of the old school. Danny on offense early this round.
Oh, jeez. IVFD right there pushing 5 miles away.
Man, and bring it to start the offense there. Block the DP, and you're going to pay for it with a nice 50% combo, if not more. Sarah Badguy bringing the boom, finishing it off with a Tyrant Raid. Watch the health gauge, my lord.
Goodness, and that was off of a clean hit. After here from there, like beautiful height with the tap dust to add it. It was bounced off the wall with a heavy slash. Sarah Badguy.
Bringing out all the stops, finding themselves on set point here, trying to punch their ticket into grand finals. Starting the fireball game, finally the stun edge, finally showing its face from Danny.
Vortex there. No slashes with IV for our life, JS. That was a clean hit, Volcanic. Fadeaway slash. Pick up the 5K. There it is. A couple dire clats. Make sure we extend the shock state.
That's big time damage, just pouring it on here. Great DP on the side of Sarah Badguy to break out, but the counter hit into the RC should be enough to close it out, and Danny Maza is trying to turn the tables, keep themselves out of being in losers finals.
There's no neutral here in this matchup. It is all haymakers. These two are slugging it out.
I always love the Barksock battle as well between Soul and Kai. Never gets old watching, and Sarah showing it true right now. Just the offense ever so potent. Burst early.
Oh my goodness, that would have been air throw, Sarah. You're a god. Has it locked in with the JS. Here we go, guys. We got RC for a quick JP. You are too smart, Sarah. I'm sorry. You are too smart navigating the screen space like this. The Bandit Bringer to go over the stun edge, but unfortunately going to get caught by Ride the Lightning here.
Big time damage with a hard knockdown. Here comes Danny on the attack. Massive counter hit. Stun Dipper RC to keep it going. Not enough tension to go ahead and close things out. Excuse me, never mind. The DP is enough. And Danny Maza is going to tie things up 2-2, avoiding going to loser side.
Goodness.
It just seems right when I think it's not going to be enough damage, I get reminded of how hard these characters actually hit.
It's Kai sometimes hits hard. It's crazy. It's whether or not he hits with Ride the Lightning. If Kai pulls Ride the Lightning, we know it's not killing.
Yeah.
But suddenly, Kai's like, I got big boy damage with my Vapor Thrust. You want to see? Like, you're lying. Get something like that.
An opening. You give me no choice.
Shock state. Wow. Guard cancel away. He gets a breathing room. Unfortunate. The slash. Volcanic Viper. We get punished Frost Under from Danny. Brilliant positioning there.
A hard knockdown as well. Positioning themselves. Nice throw. Drifting off 5K. From some more of that stun edge. Canceling out with the RC to keep the offense. But a 2K 2D to break it up.
Ooh, I like the delay on the JD, but unfortunately not able to get the low pickup there off 2K. Wanted to get the clean hit heavy Volcanic Viper to guarantee shatter, and because it was at such a low height, you missed out on that combo routing there for Sarah.
And just like that, the turns are tabled. Danny Maza finds himself on set point here, trying to go into grand finals in the corner early.
Relentless. Just, I'm not stopping. Bandit Revolver here. Danny. Answer back in kind. Wild Assault approach. Tap dust. Jeez. Almost had to shatter here. And a little bit too far off the jump arc.
Gets caught off of the PRC. Danny might be able to open him up here. Here comes Ride the Lightning. Not going to be enough just to kill. Does get the wall break. Hard knockdown. A business decision's got to be made from Sarah.
That's the point of it, though. We want that hard knockdown. Build up a positive bonus for 50% burst gauge at the very least. Not close enough for shatter. Nice block from Danny. Throw. Still anyone's game. 2K.
Sometimes you just got to dash up and throw, and it's going to pay off for Sarah. They're now on the final game, a final round, and winners final 0.
Tale as old as time. Soul Badguy is actually a grappler. Nice block on the Vapor Thrust.
There's the burst, making sure that he doesn't take too much damage, trying to get in with the stun edge, finds himself a throw.
Ooh. Cancel away, tries to close the gap with that Bandit Revolver. Nice, clean hit. Unfortunately, not close enough for wall bounce.
There's a throw there, staggering their offense. Danny in the corner, YRC trying to steal the turn back, gets a back throw in favor.
Oh.
Block DP cashes out big time for Danny. Both these players almost just one hit away there. Coming over the top is Danny. Bandit Bringer from Sarah. They're trading back and forth here.
Oh, a little bit of a shimmy there, and Sarah gave nothing away. Fap here. This is said and done. I can't believe it. Sarah Badguy advancing into grand.
Only so many things you can say about this match right here. It's going to be absolute fireworks just week in and week out when we see them in online brackets against each other.
Oh, absolutely. A battle of the far slash, indeed. And SQ, she's the one to come out on top first. The massive counter hit start. Wild Assault to push for corner and strip. A burst opportunity entirely. Trying to bait one out. SQ says you're going to have to try better than that, because now we got the shatter. We know you're out of a burst resource.
An opening.
I see how they navigated here. A good throw on the side of Danny while they're still in the positive. Popping the RC to keep it going. Great burst on the side of SQ.
Last possible moment. SQ, she's going to try to return the favor. Has to. You got to make this count now at this point with your life so low.
Don't look away.
Going to this next round without any burst gauge. You're without a positive bonus at this round. We burst off here in round 2. So nice blocks here from Danny.
ERC to get out the way, but gets caught with the slash. Either way, Danny able to make him pay for it, taking the first round.
Duel 2.
Man.
Let's rock.
So the gamble does not pay off for SQ. She's down at percent on burst gauge. Danny can take charge for Wild Assault if so choose.
Coming in with the stun edge, throwing another one, trying to go over the top there. Great job breaking the defense of SQ into the corner, gonna get a wall break.
Here to block all the way through. This is too far. Shock state applied. Nice low. Favorite just juggle here. The burst away. Danny, one touch away from victory. But SQ starts the run.
I'm sung.
I might have been playing a little too defensively there, gave SQ a lot of real estate, and she's going to take advantage of it. Does have 50 tension with the positive bonus. PRC looking for a mix-up, and they find it. 0, just like that. SQ able to go ahead and steal that round right out of Danny's hands.
Absolutely. But again, we've gone into this round at the 50% deficit. Can get a burst available if we are fortunate enough to survive. Got the throw. Oh no, JK does get connected. Blue beat combo, so we could have blocked.
The burst there from Danny, trying to get the stun edge started.
6P, massive counter hit from SQ. Setting that super target locked on. That is enough here. First game for SQ.
And perfect just to go ahead and put an exclamation point on it. It seemed like the far slashes of Ramlethal was just enough to go ahead and keep Danny out in a lot of his offensive approaches. We almost saw him playing back, which we haven't seen from him the entire night. He was kind of really just trying to pick his spots and really sit back in the pocket there.
Absolutely, and we'll see if that changes a little bit. We did get the shock state applied pretty frequently, which is kind of the go-to game plan of Tai anyways, right? You want to cycle back into your shock state to keep going Foudroy Arc or even Dire Clat to reapply. And Danny does get that quite in spades. I think so often we go for that aggression 6-piece start here. That's so important here for Danny, but back throw for SQ. Nice.
That's where she's been cooking most of the time. I respect the early burst there from the side of Danny. Depending on why you got it, catches SQ out of the air.
Ooh.
Another burst there, I like it.
Unfortunately, Danny mispositioned themselves there. Got a little bit too far. And that's all the better for SQ because she can just go for that burst, hold the corner, and reset neutral. Excellent recognition from SQ at that height.
Good JH to start the party there, and SQ finding themselves on the board once again here, trying to go up 2-0.
Already just turned around entirely with the first game, headed to SQ. Let's get scooped though. Danny reapplying shot.
So through me? You give me no choice. I see your favor thrust.
No, Red RC lift off here. We'll get the shatter.
Massive damage. Huge life lead right here. They can kind of just coast back. Gotta watch the far slashes from the side of SQ though, but just staying solid on defense. We saw the guard break right there in the corner now, getting comboed BRC to keep it going.
Without any meter here. What's that burst? Nice attack. My goodness. And another one? Just want to give it
defense so
that
far.
spacing here. Nice air throw. Guard Crush empty, expecting a Vapor Thrust maybe. Another Guard Crush.
Secure.
SQ, she has meter. She could have spent off the throw, but I don't think that would have killed, honestly. All right, Reese, actually, well played out from SQ. She goes for blue RC, buys a little bit more time to get the sword call back. That's huge, but unfortunately, Far Slash puts a stop to it all. But SQ goes through this round with a burst, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, starting out with that option early really does help, especially when Danny's immediately going to go on the attack here. So he's still in the stage a little bit, but those far slashes once again are just paying off for SQ.
Shatter away here. SQ in complete control right now with the positive bonus. 50% tension is on deck. Nice. 8 away with the JK. Shatter does close it out. SQ 2-0 lead over Danny right now.
Yeah, it's just that JK mix-up, that little fadeaway you're talking about. We've seen it a couple of times already. It's just paying off big time for SQ, and we'll see if Danny can turn it up. I mean, he's going for his offense, but the the defense of SQ has just been on point this entire time.
Absolutely. So tension is high going into this next round here.
Yeah, let's get into it. SQ just has a lot of momentum right now, up with that 2-0 lead. Just Danny not able to really get a lot of the offense going right there. 2K2D. Haven't seen too many stun dippers on top. Let's see if they started going, looking for the side switch, but SQ snuffs it out.
Slash, nice. Vapor Thrust. And all the codes that we claim, thank you so very much for everybody hanging out with us, those Maturino codes. Putting us at $100 even in the prize pool right now. Let's keep it going. Those direct contributions are still greatly appreciated.
Yes, sir. These players are definitely earning it here today. Danny and SQ putting on a show early. There's a stun edge. Get the block string going. Finds a throw. RC to keep it going. That should be enough to close things out here. Danny with the 1-round lead in game number 3.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Battle of attrition in favor of SQ right now. Nice snipe here with the Saber. That explosion extending so much for SQ. She's going to get that shatter with the positive bonus to catch up again. Or sword refund. What a counter hit.
Yeah, just pouring it on. They're going to be able to cash out once again. Big time damage. Do one more guess for the side of Danny. Does have that burst online. That fadeaway JK just continues to find its home every single time. And SQ is 1 round away. I'm going ahead and punching her ticket into grand finals.
Lord. She took that winner's semi-set personally right now. Danny with the Vapor Thrust, he got a burst. Not how we wanted to spend that burst right there.
That doesn't pay off for him too much. Another big wall shatter to start it. Massive life bleed for the side of SQ. Out to the bonus online. There's the stun dipper. RC to make it safe. Back throw.
Nice. 5P interrupt here. SQ should be carried a corner. Doesn't even need to. Has the super. Got RC to carry. There we go. Mortal Plato for the shatter and 3-0 going to SQ. Running it back. Yeah. Still. At the end of it all here, we have a total of 8 matches played. Come from Sarah Badguy. The 75% win rate for their matches. Taking first at the grand final appearance for Guilty Gear Strive. Right here at the Breakout series. Of course, 3rd place finish at FlyQuest Fight Series. Number 51, which is nothing to scoff at here. Because that series can be very brutal. I mean, Frosty Fauxnix, of course, very brutal as well. It is the Guilty Gear stop, ending up at 65th for that one here. Still a pretty tenured player.
Yeah, absolute strong showings everywhere the demons come out and play. Like you're saying over in the FlyQuest series, I mean, it's just name after name after name making top 8 over there. So 3rd is definitely not something to shake a stick at. And in their first appearance in the Breakout series, going all the way to grand finals, they've been looking solid the entire time, even having that win over Danny. I mean, they're really showing the strength of soul, a bit of an old school play style as well, the way they just like to go ahead and get in and stay in. So very impressive showing from Sarah Badguy thus far.
Especially, you know, that damage conversion that we've had throughout the set here, really putting out a beautiful show for me. I mean, as a Soul Badguy fan, I'm loving what I'm seeing here from Sarah Badguy. Hopefully we get to see a little bit more of a slugfest coming up here. We're gonna have a classic boss battle for those that follow the Exert lore.
Right on. And Sarah is, you saw her in that match over Danny. She was going ahead and winning the scrambles and things like that. And that's one thing that SQ doesn't really allow in the way that they play offense. There's not too many scrambles. They like to lock you down with the sword and everything like that. So it's going to be nice to see what the defensive options that Sarah chooses this time around is.
Oh, you got to watch out for the low profile at this matchup here, right? As often as we've seen Sarah run for Vortex to low profile some of these moves, you can guarantee that Sarah's going to be calling that out with Vortex against the far slash from SQ. She's going to be a little more aware of that. That's why we go for the slash sword toss there with the angle to try to snipe out Soul in neutral before Ramlethal really gets in a dangerous position against Soul. As you can see here with SQ, 9 total matches played, really running it out. And of course, first to match point here, 100% conversion on that, which means basically that match point, being able to take victory for the first time, has been consistent for all 4 of the times that she took that first round. So pretty big.
Yeah, definitely a momentum player. Once they have it, they don't like giving it back. And this is also their first appearance over at the Breakout series. So as expected, making a very, very deep run here all the way into grand finals is SQ. 14th place finish over there at a FlyQuest just as well. We talked about it, just a very, very dangerous tournament. Always the killers come out to play. So 14th, still a very impressive showing. And then a 4th place finish just at TNS earlier this week. We referenced a few times. Got some revenge on Danny 2 times from sending them over to losers. So SQ just looking on point as ever.
Absolutely. SQ, predominantly online warrior. Of course, you'll see her traveling out to a lot of the Midwest events and occasionally out and about to like CEO or especially CEO Taku. So definitely a strong pedigree anime fighter. You could definitely catch some of her older matches in Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. Definitely Dragon Ball fighters here. And of course, sticking out in Exert, playing Sin out in that era. So different times nowadays here. So
yeah, even back at the beginning of Street Fighter 6, she even cooked me with her Cammy. So I mean, no matter the game, you can go old school fighter and she's still just one of a kind in the way that she's able to navigate. She plays in such a particular way. It's really hard to kind of grasp what she's doing unless you watch her enough. And she carries it over many different games, like you said, with P4A, even back at XR, just very, very, she's a scientist is one way to put it.
Yeah, that is the best way to put it, because the lockdown punch she had with Gotenks and DBFC was huge. I didn't get to watch too much of the Chie era and P4A, but I imagine in what I can remember of Chie, you're not getting a lot of turns for that character either. But here we go, grand finals. Sarah back out on the winner's side of things with SQ on loser's side. Reversal on Volcanic Viper to start.
Here comes the SQ, cashing out some damage of their own. 50 tension online, looking for the wall spot here, doesn't find it.
Let's begin.
That does get a little bit of extra hype, a 5K conversion.
That's big time damage early. Commanding lead, 2K2D from Sarah, keeping it going into the corner.
So nice little finish right there coming from SQ with a little bit of a lift off and not being deterred by the relentless offense of Sarah, who has a quick run up throw. You notice the FD, right? You're forcing Sarah to spend Wild Assault by continuously FDing. It is that risk reward though, because now you're out of tension. But you're forcing Sarah to spend Burst, who has plenty of risk building up on SQ.
This corner on completely. SQ able to navigate their way back out of the corner though. Trying to play the distance game but gets caught. Sarah Badguy. RC to keep it going.
Told you that quick vortex, right? Low profile from those far reach normals from Ramlethal. Trying to get a 2K interrupt there. And ejecting out of the whip throw with that PRC.
Because up there switching sides, building up that tension meter ever so slightly. Looking for another one BRC to go for the mix up. Bunch of JKs coming in for the pressure.
Still able to clean it up. Sarah was running away with that round, and yet SQ, cool as a cucumber, able to swap it out. Of course, there's probably some stress throughout that sequence, yet still able to finish the job. And that's the important factor here, not getting caught reeling after the opponent really starts in on you.
Yeah, we talked about playing with confidence earlier, and it not only shows up in offense. SQ just playing very confident defensively. They're just going ahead and taking their time, understanding it's not the end of the world when Sarah gets in on you, and it ended up holding true there, and SQ taking the first game.
go. Wild Assault, push for corner. Yeah, wants to get that guard crush so he can hold on to it. You saw the buffer right there coming from Sarah. Actually was a Volcanic Viper to sneak in there.
Mortal blast.
Didn't pull the trigger, and SQ's gonna go ahead and cast out some massive damage. Wall shatter, hard knockdown. RC going in. There's the JK fadeaway. We've seen it multiple times, and it's still feeding families. SQ mixing up the offense ever so perfectly.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Slash stagger pressure again. There's our throw. Success. There we go. Red RC with the lift off from the dust. Nuts. You know what? Still got it though.
They're just finally able to open up the defense.
Stagger pressure here off the close slash.
It's over. Sweat is sun.
It's over, says Ramlethal with a tap does. Hold on, you need a bit more meter. You need to get the shatter. Miss input from SQ. She falls.
Yeah, and the JP gets mashed out, and it works out for Sarah. Now 1 round apiece here in game number 2.
Steal with the Volcanic Viper there. Whoa. Insane. We just walked right for that far slash. Not quite connecting. Expecting the burst is not going to find.
Doesn't work out too bad. Right back in the corner you go. PRC trading blows in the air.
Here, she'll Viper with no RC. Just a reset for mid screen. Ooh, IBFD, but good call from Sarah to take a delay. Take 1 step forward. The shatter. That kills. Good lord. I guess I didn't believe in the FAP here. I know better.
Every time you think Soul Bad Guy's about to not kill, I mean, it's the old 6-4 matchup on your guess there. It's more than likely going to go ahead and finish things off. Just we talked about it earlier, just cashing out more damage than you usually think. But Sarah Bad Guy putting themselves on the board now 1-1.
Absolutely. For whatever reason, I thought in my head all that Sarah could do was a heavy slash. There's nothing else in the toolkit of Soul Bad Guy that could possibly do more damage than heavy slash right now. That's all you have. Foolish me.
All right, let's get into it. Game number 3 of Grand Final. Sarah trying to fend off the reset. SQ hunting for one. Starting off early with the far slash. Here comes the sword pressure.
Flex shield. I'll try to get the 6P to come through and flash, but you push out another one and still gonna get challenged from SQ. She's gonna take advantage.
That's a hard knockdown as well. Let's see what the Oki is. JK to go in. Is the FD on defense, but SQ just picking her spots ever so slightly.
Dagger, there's the 2K. The 2DS to open up.
Yeah, I like the call from Sarah there just to hold on to the burst, saving it for round 2. Don't really have a lot of health to play with.
Oh, really trying to 6P through some of those far-reaching normals from SQ, and she gives a full stop. The JH giant hurt box dropping down from above.
They're able to get themselves out of the corner, playing a little bit of the strike throw game.
No. Oh no, didn't wait long enough for the deflect shield to wear down. JP will jail out. We still get the wall splat here.
I'm sunk.
There we go, spinning 50-meter, hard knockdown. One more guess is going to do it. PRC to keep the pressure on. JK, once again, you said that massive hurt box just completely feeding families over and over for SQ.
Need the quick wuzzy scenario off the JKs, but it's to call out that deflect shield coming from Sarah Badguy there. Again, being a little too predictable on the pushback that we're looking for here to get a little bit of breathing room. Sarah trying their darndest to at least get any reversal to push away. We've seen some steals, the Volcanic Viper. Sarah opting for a safer in quotes option with the guard cancel, and just still SQ navigating around it with a 2-1 lead right now, threatening a reset.
Don't look away.
It's caught whiffing right back into the corner. Big throw for SQ. Doesn't get out with the Volcanic Viper.
There's the 5K. nicely. Well, for Rekka series for corner, crush. And nothing doing here.
Big time decision there. One more guess for Sarah PRC to try to get in. Gets caught with the JH. Coming right back in. SQ putting the kibosh on it.
Yeah, willing to spend the burst right there to guarantee victory. Knows that we only need the one touch. Bet it on the slash. Good 6P. What a 2K coming from Sarah.
2K2D ever so potent from Soul Badguy. SQ able to escape the corner there. Tap D goes in. Be heading over to the corner.
Ramlethal came through off the counter hit there to follow. Nice volcanic viper. Oh, what a backdash coming from SQ. And it was a slight shimmy from Sarah even. Still able to call it out.
Looking for the hard knockdown here. SQ is trying to guarantee we're going to see some more Guilty Gear tonight. Positive bonus inbound. Big volcanic viper to break out, but a wake up super reversal.
Hard call with the super too, because there wasn't any beater to back that up. SQ, she will still close it out 3-1 in the first set of Grand Finals. We're going to get back into it here with our reset. Both players now on loser's side. Take a moment to reassess before we get back into it.
Yeah, we always love a reset. Those in chat, make some noise. We're 100 deep and we're getting more Guilty Gear on a Friday night. Wouldn't have it any other way. A double Luigi on the board. Sarah Badguy and SQ. Grand Final 0.
Yes, indeed. We've made it here. $100 into the match. Reno, thank you all so much for the support. It was actually Danny who sent SQ into loser's ring.
You're going nowhere.
And SQ went down 3-0 to Danny, then returned the favor 3-0 victory in losers finals. Let's check out the VOD for that one here. Golly, Sarah answering back.
That's a big time damage with a hard knockdown. Not taking any of the disrespect off of the reset. Say the first one's always free.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
For respective round start, SQ, she's willing to bet the Wild Assault to start things off. What a guard cancel, and the Bandit Bringer on the opposite side. Crazy interaction. Oh no, you're missing a sword for that.
Starting to get into a bit of a scramble, and that's where Sarah Badguy's been shining the entire time. But here comes SQ going coast to coast against some more of that stream control, getting themselves a hard knockdown.
Jump approach here. Trying to crush into the wall. Low block. FG is crazy.
I'm sorry.
Another wall shatter there. Burst on the side of Sarah Badguy. See if they choose to burst to try to keep the momentum of this match going. 2K juggle, but that's going to go ahead and close out the round. One round apiece here in the first game of the Grand Finals reset.
Rope. Here. JH. Some damage on the table here for that knockdown. Actually, Soul, one of those guys who just do not get a whole lot off of a Tyrant Wraith there in the corner.
Exactly, but Sarah Badguy going right back in. Volcanic Viper RC to keep it going. Catches SQ into the air. Not enough to kill though.
Ooh, as Sarah putting a stop sign on this momentum right now. That's enough. It was cute. Winning all those games straight. You got the 3-0 against Leaky Bun, 3-0 against Danny. You 3-2'd me. Excuse me, no. 3-0'd me.
Yeah, looking to put another 3-0 on the reset here. They're looking strong in there. I mean, they were able to go ahead and force some scrambles with SQ. And like we said earlier, Sarah Badguy's just able to navigate those scrambles oh so well. It's why they're in Grand Finals in the first place. So see if they can force some more of that chaotic offense with SQ.
First way, doesn't class. Jeez. All right, we got the IB able to sneak in a throw on landing. Big counter.
Sarah switching sides at the same time here. Going to be able to go ahead and cash out.
Just shy of 50% meter there. Woo. rush.
I've got you.
And had to sneak in a little BRC there to make sure he could continue the offense. So close on clutching out around here, but Sarah sneaks in the throw. Oh, the reset 6P, baby. That was a brave 6P on the Fafnir.
Not enough on the Fafnir with the wall shatter to close things out. SQ on the magic pixel. BRC to get underneath, BRC to escape.
Woo! Golden Sword explosion actually making it worse for Sarah to try to contest with the gun flame.
Duel 2.
Right.
Let's rock.
Salt, yeah, the Ivy. Good call here from Sarah. Got the tap opens you up after the guard crush there. Peter? Jumped it.
Third big hard knockdown. Here comes SQ. They're finding themselves in the corner here, trying to dash block their way out, but it's not going to work out. Guard break in the corner. That's going to be enough to close out the round. Now 1 game apiece in the grand finals reset. SQ putting on a show. They're going to make sure we stretch this bad boy out.
Indeed, not going to be deterred whatsoever. 1-1 is where we're at here. Sarah, try as they might. And it's starting to come back to Sarah, right? You know, guaranteeing that control at least a little bit here against SQ. It's a great call for these IVs and stealing back turns with the Volcanic Viper between those. Oh, interesting. Fuzzy guard round start. Palmer though. IBs keep you real close.
Yes, sir. And themselves go back to the wall early though. Bandit Bringer to go ahead and get out of there. K2D keeping it going with the PRC.
After the 6S, still pressing out that 2K. Nice air throw.
I've got you.
Whoa! Drift. We want a corner. There's our throw. Up the brakes here. Risk gauge just Frank try to 6-speed through a far slash at SQ. Not going to give you anything here. She carries coast to coast. No meters, so has to go for regular shatter.
So he's gonna have to make a business decision. PRC to make that save. No whiff punish. So no meter to speak of.
Fine call to try to go for the 6H there. Coming from Sarah, because if SQ pressed the issue, that would have been counter hit City. Yeah, I would have spent that. PRC also puts you in a little bit of a tension pulse there, so not using up the resources. SQ can press forward and steal that round there.
They find themselves on the back foot early though. Big counter hit. Volcanic Viper against the wall. Dashing out big time damage.
Absolutely. Built up so much risk in that corner sequence. But 6Ping after Fafnir to call out that slash from SQ is huge. Sarah, wild throw finish.
Yeah, right when you least expected, the commando comes out. It's going to be tied up 1 round apiece here in game number 3.
West though. Okay. The explosion here. All the salt to maintain. Still holding the corner.
Don't look away.
Rush. Another one. Ah, yes. We're stand blocking here, so not going to get caught by the tap dust.
Great call, 2K2D and getting themselves in space, jumping out of the corner here. Great back throw from the side of SQ. Into the wall you go. Should see a shatter here. Yes, sir.
Enough to kill. Look at all the resources, though. We're going to bet it all on the Gunplay PRC. Salt. No need to spend the burst because we know that next hit is kill, so we opt for Wild Assault offense. Oh my god. Oh my
Staggering
god.
the pressure, the Tyrant Raid pays off big time. And just like that, we got a match, but the BRC into the back throw puts the kibosh on the comeback. I almost thought Sarah Badguy was going to be able to pull a rabbit out of their hat with all that damage, but a very, very great call out with the BRC from SQ.
That's what you get when you block too long. That risk gauge builds up, and my oh my, the can opener explodes in the hands of Soul Bad Guy here. All right, 2-1 lead though for SQ.
SQ with the momentum in their hands here. Let's see how Sarah Badguy chooses to fight back. I mean, it's been back and forth rounds this entire time. It's not that SQ is running away with it. It's just able to go ahead and clutch up and make some decisions like we saw that BRC to close out the last one. But a great big counter hit to start things off here for Sarah.
Oh god, damn it! Never mind. Oh, this hurts, y'all.
They're so nice. We'll show it twice. The 2K2D to go ahead and find the confirm. Sarah Badguy looking dominant.
Run up 2K. Let's go for the revolver. Get up that wrist gauge there. R slash. Let's get the anti-air against Sarah. And a 2K pick up here. Does just get 50% meter.
And a hard knockdown, positive bonus inside. The guard break there. I like it a lot. Another wall shatter, and SQ's pouring it on.
Go again! Oh, I do it! I do it! Oh,
Wow.
yo!
I would say third time's the charm, but all 3 times were the charm for that one.
I don't need a third one here. I'm just gonna go for the flip. Yo, wall splat. Imminent. It's not hard knockdown. It's gonna be interesting. Slash. Yep. Ah. Yo, I've seen this before.
I'm sorry.
Another hard knockdown. What's going to be the Oki here from SQ? Has been working out big time. Sword throw, the jump K.
Might be it here. Got the JS. One more touch is all the SQ needs. Sarah tries to set a wild assault. The close slash.
That was heavy.
The 5P is going to go ahead and close things out. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, Breakout Series fans.